You know, last week, man, Jesse and I whipped TK into shape. This week, most of everything that we talked about last week was addressed this week. Wasn't a perfect show by any stretch of the imagination. But man, oh man, Dynamite delivered tonight. Great show tonight. Man, I mean, Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal wish they could put on a main event match like we saw tonight, man. Samoa Joe and Hook. That's what I call a main event. Absolutely perfect. And everybody won. There were no losers. No losers. The only loser here is Jinder Mahal. But he's used to that. He's been a loser his entire career. Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, I thought I saw a tease for a third match. We'll talk about that. Christian defends the TNT title in a great match against Dustin Rhodes. And Roderick Strong is eyeing the International Championship, laid down the challenge to Orange Cassidy 6 weeks before Revolution. Oh my God! Anyway, guys, I'm in my mother's basement tonight. Not really, but yes, I am. Jesse's upstairs in the venue. I got my cold beverage. And when I get there, we want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? We'll see you over there. Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Several geeks out there that think I live in my mother's basement. Is the camera on, Jesse? I don't really, I don't see myself, man. Jesse, where the fuck is the camera? Fucking guy, man. Does anybody see me? Oh my goodness. You know what? Technical difficulties already, man. I don't believe you. I don't believe this shit, man. You know what? Let's go upstairs, man. Let's see what Jesse's got going on. What happened to the fucking camera, man?
I don't know. What happened to mine?
I don't know. I got 2 microphones going. Oh, my goodness, man. What happened to your camera?
I don't fucking know.
What the fuck is going on around this place, man?
I have no idea.
Oh, my goodness. What the? That's on you, man. That's on you. I see. I'm looking at a half of you on my screen right now.
Man, I have no idea, but we gonna go on, man, until I can figure this shit out.
This fucking guy. Well, it
has never done this.
At least you're on the screen.
Yeah, I'm on the screen. What was your damn problem?
I don't know, man. My Elgato camera shit out on me, man. I don't know. I thought I told you to connect it correctly. What happened?
Yours too? Mine at the same time. Mine just started doing this. Can't figure out why.
I don't know. You know what? We'll run with it. Who gives a fuck?
We're gonna roll with it, man.
It's been one of those weeks, you know. It's been one of those weeks, man. We won't get into the details, but everything seems to be going wrong this week, man. What is it? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I might have to reboot the app, which might have me on a blank screen for a second, but I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know. Listen, welcome to the AEW Dynamite post show. I'm JD from New York. This is the Chi-Town Smart Jesse. Mr. Impact, man. Impact. Look at that, man. You did pretty well on Saturday night, man. Holy shit.
Did fantastic, man. One of my, I think probably my highest viewed content. And I won't see a red cent for it, man.
Why? Did you play copyrighted music?
No, not at all, man. It came down to an AdSense issue. I went to change my AdSense account, and then the new AdSense account that was created incorrectly, and for some reason YouTube only lets you change your AdSense account once every 32 days, so it won't let me change it to the correct account for 32 fucking days.
So you're not getting paid by YouTube for 32 days?
32 days, nothing.
That's ridiculous, man.
All of that they
but at least you're getting super chats. No
monetization on the channel at all.
I mean, is it going to be like added on top and then you get it all after 32 days? I mean, but it's not
accurate. It's not accurate. They're not running ads. They're not running ads.
What about super chats? The super chats are separate from ads.
They disabled the super chats. Oh my God. Did you not watch the stream, bro?
I did tune in for like 15 minutes.
Oh, well, that's great, man. The stream went longer than 15 minutes.
I know, man, but I actually had shit to do that night, man. I watched Impact, and then I watched that new series on Peacock, Ted. With the teddy bear. Seth MacFarlane's great when he wants to be funny, man. I enjoy that sense of humor, man. Family Guy, old school Family Guy's right up my, you know what. It's my cup of coffee. Now, you know what, man? Listen, I probably can't even say that, man. I'll get canceled. Can't even say that, man. Oh, but JD likes Seth MacFarlane. Whatever fucking reason they'll tweet out their displeasure about it. I thought it was great.
You guys see what I got to deal with?
Who?
See that guy's got? You see that? Thank you for those who actually tuned in to my.
Listen, man, you're operating with a half a fucking camera, okay? Shut your mouth.
Hey, my camera works, asshole.
It works as long as you're on the screen. And we just had a feline wake up, man. We're going to have a third podcaster on the stream in a second,
God,
man.
It's going great.
Oh,
now,
man. She's wondering where MJF is, man. We haven't heard from MJF in like 3 weeks. What's going on? Listen, enough of the fun and games. I want to say, first of all, before we get into the stream, thank you guys for all the support. I love you guys. Without you guys, I'm nothing. Without you guys, I'm not here. Without your support, this podcast is not where it is. We are doing big things. I got big plans for 24, and Jesse's got big plans for himself for 24. We're going to have a great year no matter what people say, no matter the bullshit that people are spewing. You guys know that this is the place to be, and this next 2 weeks, man, we're going to show everybody why. It's Rumble Week coming up. We're going to fucking kill it. So I'm very excited about that, and I want you guys to be along for the ride, and I appreciate those that have stuck by my side. That's first and foremost. Number two, Last week, I had a few people reach out to me. I know we were very vocal, but it all comes from a good place. Jesse and I were very vocal about the disaster that was the homecoming show of AEW last week. Some people obviously didn't agree with me. Some people didn't agree with Jesse. I thought it was a terrible show. I thought it was a lazy show. I don't think they should be putting on those types of shows when they should be putting their best foot forward. You guys said that probably was one of the best Dynamite reviews that we've did, the most focused Dynamite review we did in years. Appreciate the kind words there. I say that because Jesse, tonight, completely different show, man. I thought this show, not perfect at all, because there is no such thing as a perfect show, but this show was fucking great tonight. I feel energized. AEW just had a different sense of energy compared to last week, and that main event, man, I want to talk about that main event. They could not have booked a perfect or more perfect main event for Hook in that situation against Samoa Joe, man. Everything was just fucking perfect. So I'll leave it off to you, man. Let's start with what you want to talk about, where you want to go first.
Yeah, I thought the main event was definitely it was promoted well, it was booked well, it was executed well. You know, it was the young, scrappy hothead running out and getting over eager and his lack of experience and all of the above, you know, pretty much got him to the destination that everyone knew he would wind up at eventually anyway. You know, there was no other outcome than Hook just flat out losing.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just the way how the match carried out, you know, and I think it was produced fantastically. You know, he came out hot, you know, he got squashed out, and then he came back again, and then once again, but Joe beat the shit out of Hook tonight, man.
Yes, he did. And you texted me during the show, and I want to get into this Billy Bomb over here. Billy Sizane with a $100 super chat. Billy, thank you so much, brother. Billy says, JD and Jesse, you guys are great. Dynamite was a lot better tonight. Remember, JD, we have your back. Fuck the haters. SRS reported Mercedes is going to AEW as of tonight on Fightful. OTS family for life. I will look into that, Billy. Thank you so very much. Jesse and I always appreciate your love and support. Yeah, Jesse, I feel the same way about Hook in that regard. And I know Tony Khan got a lot of flack for this match taking place, and a lot of people got on his case. And listen, we are no strangers to getting on Tony Khan's case. No. You know, I agreed to an extent his complaint about people not really going in on Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins, though there was a lot of discourse and a lot of displeasure about it. I don't know exactly what he was looking at. You know, and obviously everything he does is under a microscope, and people were examining him and his fucking things on AEW side, and they were picking apart what he's done in the past and calling him a hypocrite. But he did say, listen, Hook is 28-1. I'm giving Hook a championship match, and that is the basis of why this match is happening. At least he gave an explanation. Now, nobody really understood why Hook, of all people, was getting a championship match, but here we are. A lot of people made fun of it. A lot of people kind of, you know, shrugged their shoulders at it. But you got to give Tony Khan credit, man. When Tony Khan wants to prove himself and prove that he does things, certain things, better than what WWE does, tonight he knocked it out of the fucking park. I mean, I don't know why WWE did Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal. With the outcome of that match on Monday, there was absolutely no fucking reason why the match should have taken place, because there was no cash in. It's not leading to another match between the two. It was just something that they put on TV to fill a void for whatever reason. The match was fucking terrible. There was one near fall that I thought was decent. Outside of that, the match was awful. So we go to AEW, and we get this match happening, and it's like, oh man, I hope they can really deliver a good main event. But step by step, AEW delivered these perfectly shot, beautiful vignettes of Hook in and around New York City. He was in St. Mark's Place. He was in Red Hook, Brooklyn. I mean, I think the last one we saw on Twitter, he was in St. Mark's Place in Manhattan. Snow was coming down. I always love a snowy day in New York City, man, especially when the city is like kind of empty and it feels like not, full of life. I love when New York City feels lifeless during that time of the year, man. It's just, there's something majestic about it. He filmed this great vignette. He's eating a slice of pizza, and he just comes off like a fucking stud. And they were promoting the match on social media. Tony Khan put his backing behind it. They gave this match commercial free. And then we get the match and the story in the match. There was no losers here, like I said in the beginning. Joe looked like a fucking animal. Hook looked like the toughest son of a bitch walking the locker room. And he lost, but he looked fucking unbelievable. That was probably his best match to date in AEW. They didn't overstay their welcome. The match went, 8 minutes or so, 9 minutes? Perfectly timed. The crowd, the atmosphere, the energy, it felt like a fucking big-time main event. It felt like a pay-per-view level main event. I don't know if they could have booked this thing any more perfect, man. And I may be, a little excited about it, but it deserves the praise because it was that fucking good. I don't know where they go with Hook now, and that's the question. What does Tony Khan do with Hook from this point on? That's something that we have to really examine and wait for. But, I mean, up until this point, man, I can't really say anything negative about the match. I think they hit a fucking grand slam tonight.
Yeah, the match was fantastic, man. So, where do they go with Hook? There's nowhere to go but down. When you've had a match like this, I mean, there's nowhere else to go but down. What is he gonna do? What could he possibly do that's gonna end up being better than the main event of Dynamite against the world champion? There's nothing.
Unless they keep him floating around in the main event scene and he teams with Paige against Joe and Swerve. I don't really care for that because Swerve wants the world title, and that's just too WWE-esque. Can they coexist? We don't want to see that. But, I mean, does he hang around those guys for a little bit?
That doesn't fit here. He has nothing to do with this story. He's only here because of the record that is now blemished even more. He does not fit into this scenario. Hangman and Swerve and Joe will swallow up Hook. He has no business in that feud.
Yeah.
So, but it was a great showing. I think TK put on a lot of unnecessary and unjust pressure on Hook in this situation.
You could look at it that way, yeah.
I mean, it really was. The spot alone was a lot of pressure, and Tony Khan made it no better for this poor fucking guy. No better for him than all of the drama he ended up pushing behind it on social media. So it was almost a lose-lose situation for Hook because he was never going to put up the kind of performance that was warranted for all of the drama that came along with it. But with that being said, he looked great. And he looked great because Joe made sure that he looked great. He didn't go out there and pussyfoot around with him. Joe went out there and beat the holy hell out of that guy. I'm really concerned about the back of Hook's neck on that announce table.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was really, 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 really bad. I mean, I really hope that it did not hurt as much as it looked like it did. It's not even to mentioning everything else. Joe just put a little extra sauce on all of it, man. You can tell it was. And that's normally what they do. That's what the old schoolers would do when they want to get a match some heat that just has none. They'll make up for it in the ring. And from the moment Joe's music hit, the moment he came trotting down that aisle, everything Joe did was to add a little extra sauce on it to make everything look better. That's all for Hook. That's all for Hook. When he hit him with that table spot, right away Joe stopped and took a lap around the ring to strut and show off. That gave the refs and the doctors time to check on this fucking poor guy because, my God, that really looked bad.
Yeah, it was at that point I think you texted me, and it kind of felt like they were going in a direction storyline-wise for the match itself where Joe was just going to completely dominate this kid and beat the living shit out of him to a point where Hook just does not give up, and he keeps asking for more and more, and Joe is giving it to him. And you said last week, I wonder if Taz is going to get involved and step in and stop the fucking savage beatdown on his son. And I thought that's exactly where they were going with that. I would have loved to see that play out because I thought it would have fit perfectly here, but they did not go and do that. But, I thought that was the whole vibe of what was going on here. So, that was a good call on you because it certainly felt like that they were doing that tonight.
It almost would. I mean, I get it. So my first reaction was, Taz wants Hook to go out there and be a man and stand on his own and everything else, which is fine. But then they send Hangman out to go do the job that Taz should have done. So now my initial thought is, why does Hangman give more of a shit about Hook than his father does, who's sitting there 15 feet away from him?
Yeah, really. I mean, Taz is the type of father that is going to let his son learn his own lessons.
Yeah.
He's not going to step in and get in his son's way, man. His son wants to do it his own way. Taz is going to respect that.
I get that, and I can appreciate that. But I was more or less looking at the moment itself. You know, it would make Joe look like more of a killer. It would make Hook look like someone who is too stupid to know when it's time to give up. You know, he wants to keep fighting, and it would take his experienced father to come out there and say, "Look, man, you fought the valiant fight, but if you don't let it go now, you know your career is gonna get cut short. Joe's a fucking killer. You need to quit."
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I figured that'd be the place they would go, but in a way, they just kind of did it in a different way with Hangman. You know, which then I saw Hangman come out like, "Oh, good, somebody back there wanted to stop the beating." I look over at Taz. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is your son, man. I mean, come on. I understand wanting, but the match is over. That's the thing. The match is over. When the match is over, and then Joe comes back into the ring, now it's no longer a competitive competition. You know, now it's, I mean, you're fucking with my son. And I mean, I don't say go out there and do something to beat Joe, but I would go out there and try to plead with him just to keep that integrity with Hook. Like, I was never gonna fucking give up. You know, my dad couldn't take me, getting beat down after the bell for so long, and that I could respect, but I wasn't gonna give up. But it's fine. It all came out fine and worked out fine. Looked like Hangman gave us shit. I mean, he could have sat there and waited, but he didn't want to, but Hook looked great. The match was great. Joe is still a killer and he's still a world champion. So that's everything. That's how everything should be.
Hopefully Hook is slowly but surely, at his own pace, moving up and and he's going to get more opportunities because I certainly think he's earned it after tonight. And I want to say this, no matter how great the main event match was, I know a lot of people tend to criticize a lot of what Tony Khan does, and there are things about the AEW product that are not anywhere close to where they need to be. But what he does, that I think he does better than anybody, is and like Jesse said, I do think that he put Hook in an unnecessary situation where he had to deliver tonight, because if he didn't deliver, it would have been a shit show on social media. But Tony Khan believes in his roster so much, and he's got, at least the feeling. I know he's got to have the feeling of like, I got one hell of a fucking roster. I could send anybody out there at any given moment, and they're going to make the company look fucking good. He trusted Hook enough to put him in that situation, and there's just a vibe around something like this. It's almost as if Joe and Hook, and they are two guys that remain quiet on social media, saw everything that was going on, heard all the words on social media being thrown back and forth, and they remained quiet. They remained locked in their own fucking padded cells, and they came out and said, you know what? You guys want to talk shit? You can talk your shit, but when we get down to the fucking crunch time and the bell rings, we're going to make you all look fucking stupid. And there's just an air, about AEW where they are so good at putting on matches like this, where I don't think WWE can even, especially on a Monday night or Friday night, I don't think they can deliver a type of match like this with the energy that we felt tonight. It just feels so fucking laid out and produced and formulaic. It's almost as if Jinder and Seth Rollins, no way, shape, or form could have been, in any situation to deliver this type of main event on Monday night. It's almost as if they didn't really give a shit. These guys actually went out there and gave a shit. So I appreciate that. And I saw that sense of urgency, and I saw that desire to go out there and make people look wrong. And that's exactly what they did tonight.
They did. And like you said, I can appreciate that. I like the sense of urgency. Yeah. I like everyone from the commentary team, they all went out of their way to make sure it had that big fight feel, and again, these are a whole slew of people trying to go out there and try to make better what TK kind of stuck everyone in the middle of, so, but at the end of the day, it all came together, everyone looked better for it. a match with the world champion in the main event. It's never going to be a bad thing for Hook. So you can't say it's a bad thing. Just the untimed. It's the untimely thing. It just should have been done differently and a little bit better. That's all.
Yeah. We are going to get into the rest of the show, guys. There's a lot to talk about. Christian Cage defended the TNT Championship against Dustin Rhodes. We are going to go over the 6-man tag team titles of Ring of Honor. They were on the line tonight. Mogul Embassy defended against Bullet Club Gold. We don't know why, but we will go over that and a hopeful direction there on where we're going there with now 2 sets of 6-man tag team titles on the AEW brand. I don't understand that. Hopefully we'll try and make sense of that a little bit later. Roderick Strong challenged Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. And we have 6 weeks of build for the International Championship, which may be the first time in the title's history where we have this long of a stretch for a story to develop for that championship that will lead to a match between the two on pay-per-view at Revolution. It's amazing.
All right, I think I fixed my camera. Go ahead and zoom me back out.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I did it already.
You did?
Yeah, let me see if I could fix you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's better. There you go, man.
Yeah.
I had you zoomed in already anyway, just to round out the corners, but now you look normal.
All right, there we go.
Good. So, yeah, Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy. International title will be on the line of Revolution. We'll talk about that. Adam Cole hyped up Wardlow, which I don't think will last very long. And we will talk about Tony Khan actually giving us a tag team match within the division between 2 tag teams tonight. Wow, man. I feel like it's the first time we got that in weeks, months tonight, man. So TK was cooking tonight, and we'll go over that as well.
Don't forget the most important thing tonight, man. We got a pretty much a shoot interview from the Bucks.
And we will go over the Young Bucks, man. Listen, I'm not a big fan right now of Matt and Nick Jackson, but what they did tonight was fucking fantastic stuff.
Right.
I love it, man. You know, people are going to criticize what they did and how they're going to come off, and they're going to pretend like, yeah, let's lean into it so we look like the good guys here in this situation. I'm sure that's coming for both of them, but why not lean into it? Why not just lean into it and just embrace the hate, man? I love it.
At the end of the day, this is better than trying to ignore it and make us think that this shit never happened.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll go over that as well. Thank you guys for joining us on the post show tonight. We got 1,800 in here. People still filing on in. Sit down, open up a beverage, enjoy what we got here on Off the Script. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206. X, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. You guys can follow Jesse as well at Chi-Town Smark on X. Jesse's also on YouTube. You guys can click his name at the top of the description. It'll take you right to his YouTube page. He did cover TNA Hard to Kill on Saturday. I did watch the show. I thought it was an enjoyable 3 hours. There's a lot to like about that roster. Though I will say, Jesse, I didn't really notice any change from what Impact was to what TNA is. I just felt like it was the same production and the same I would say product, but the energy.
What exactly? When you say,
energy was there.
What exactly is it that you? I mean, are you looking for like Chris Benoit to come falling out of the fucking sky or something? What exactly is it that you're looking for when you say change is what you're looking for? What
the way it's shot, the way the vignettes are shot, something, man. I don't know.
You want it to look more like WWE? Is that it?
Well, they got the money to do so, right?
Everything does not need to be as polished as WWE, man. I think it looks gritty and
gritty's good. All I'm saying is there's no difference from TNA to Impact. That's all I'm saying.
They've been making a lot of waves and splashes, man.
They are, man. Listen, it was a good show. I watched 3 hours of Impact uninterrupted, man. Give me a break. Or TNA, give me a break.
Man, it was for someone who doesn't watch the product regularly. It was a good wrestling show.
It was a very good wrestling show. Yeah.
It was. It really was.
And I will tell you this, man. ABC is fucking fantastic. I love both of those guys.
Aren't they so good. ABC and the Rascals are like New Day and the Usos in their prime in TNA right now, man.
Absolutely. Chris Bay and Ace Austin are fucking unbelievable, man. Love those guys.
Yes.
And then Nick Nemeth, I love him too. Always loved him. He's gonna kill it. So
that's gonna be big, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big for them. I think for a little bit, at the very least, we're gonna get to see a stretch of what Dolph can do when the handcuffs are off. You know, the last thing they wanted him to do back at the other place was outshine and overshadow whoever it was he was performing with. His job was to make someone else look better.
Yeah.
And now it's his time to look better. What the hell is going on, my name?
Please run Camera Hub to use Elgato Virtual Camera. What's going on there, bro?
I haven't touched anything. I've been sitting there talking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My Elgato camera went out too when I was upstairs in the bar, man. I don't know what happened. But anyway, you fix that. I'll keep us rolling here. Make sure you guys go follow him on YouTube as well. Click the link in the description. It'll take you right to his channel. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 750 likes right here on OTS this evening for the AEW Dynamite post. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. I've been busy this week. We were live on Monday with Raw. Drew and I were live with episode 30 of TNT. Go check that out. And there's a bunch of extra content as well, updating you on the news and rumors during the week. Go check all that stuff out on the homepage. And tonight we're sponsored by my great friends over at Magic Minds. Make sure you guys go check them out. I left a link down in the description, and I pinned Magic Mind and the promo code and the unique link in the live stream chat. Go and check them out. Love them. MagicMind.com. You can use that code JDNY at checkout for some great savings on Magic Mind.
All right, I think we're good to go here.
I think you look good. Yeah, there you go. We're going to start off, ladies and gentlemen, with Christian Cage against Dustin Rhodes for the TNT Championship. Now, I know I'm a very vocal voice here in the community, man. I don't really pull any punches. I say what I want to say. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I will say this. I could easily sit here and shit on this match for the fact that it's happening for a variety of reasons. One, Christian Cage did not want to give out championship matches to basically anybody. It was his mission statement when he won the TNT title, yet here we are. Dustin Rhodes hasn't really done anything to earn or deserve a TNT Championship match against Christian Cage. I think the last time we saw him, maybe he won something on a Rampage or Collision. I don't really remember.
He just got beat up by Swerve.
Yes, exactly. He lost to Swerve at World's End. I don't know why. I think he wrestled on Collision. I don't know who he wrestled. It is what it is. He wrestled Willie Mack. He beat Willie Mack. Oh, my goodness. He beats Willie Mack.
Well, give him a title shot.
Let's give him a championship match. Anyway, those two reasons, I mean, I could sit here and shit all over it. But at least they gave you a lead-in to this match where they cut a promo on Collision. I watched Collision. Christian Cage made fun of Dusty and not him, and him not being around. And, they never called Dustin a legend like they do Dusty. Whatever the case may be, there was a little lead-in to this match tonight on Dynamite. But at the end of the day, Christian Cage is at the top of his fucking game right now, doing the best work of his career. He is an absolute professional in that ring. Nothing he does looks bad. Nothing. He is so fucking good at what he does. The matches are great. The heat's great. He's just must watch. Jesse, this was a banger to open the show. And, Dustin moves a little slower. Dustin's not really as nimble as he used to be, but at his age, bro, he's still fucking chugging along, and he's still delivering quality matches. This was a great match to open the show.
The match was I would say it was as advertised. I would never, foresee Dustin being involved in a bad match. I mean, the guy can just go. He's ageless. He may not be the focal point of what AEW should be trying to produce right now as far as in-ring work goes. But at the end of the day, I mean, Justin's great, man. I hope that he spends the rest of his career here, trying to help mold and train the up-and-coming generation of pro wrestlers that we deal with today.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a hot take. Christian Cage, as far as his in-ring work, like you just said, I mean, right on point. The guy's great right now. I wouldn't have him wrestle unless it was, something that built from a storyline or something like pay-per-view level, things like that. And I'll explain why. I mean, just the unlucky string of injuries, first and foremost, that AEW's been getting is ridiculous. So when you have somebody like Christian Cage who is killing it for you right now, and not from his in-ring work, Christian Cage can show up on every show with a microphone and give me what I want from him every week. You know, he can be out there with Nick Wayne on the microphone. He can be backstage with Nick Wayne and Mama Wayne and everything like that with the microphone, and the segment will be gold. You know, you don't have to risk running him in the ring and getting him hurt. I mean, again, because he is money without even fucking wrestling, man. Without even wrestling, the guy can be here every week telling us about how Luchasaurus should be doing this and doing that, and Nick Wayne should be doing this and doing that. How the people needs to shut the fuck up and let him conduct his business and all this other shit. That's money to me. I don't need to see him wrestle. And then when it is time for him to wrestle, oh my God, even better. So now you're getting a return on Christian Cage, and you're not necessarily running the risk of him getting unnecessarily hurt. I love it.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that falls into that category where I don't want to see him wrestle these nothing matches if he doesn't have to. Same thing I mentioned when I was talking about this particular topic on Tuesday night with Andrew Baydala. He enjoyed Dynamite last week, and that's his opinion. Obviously, I did not. We went back and forth on the topic as to why I didn't like it and why he liked it. And then I mentioned, Copeland wrestling in that 8-man tag last week. And he said, yeah, he wanted to wrestle in Daly's place. Great. That's fine. He could wrestle in Daly's place. Adam Copeland could do whatever the fuck he wants as far as I'm concerned. But then we show up on Saturday night, and Adam Copeland's in the ring with Lee Moriarty. And Adam Copeland's doing these open challenges. And then there's nothing to do with Christian Cage. And then Christian's cutting this promo on Dustin, and nothing to do with Adam Copeland. We get through this match tonight. And he wins, does Christian, retains the title, and we don't see Adam Copeland. So why are there three particular instances where we have no Christian and Adam Copeland in the same ring, building slowly to their third match, which we all know is coming at Revolution? Why is that? And I said, why is Adam Copeland wasting an appearance doing an open challenge against Lee Moriarty on Collision when nobody gives a shit and nobody's watching Collision on a Saturday night? I don't really like that. Do I want to see more of Adam Copeland? Sure. I'm grateful that Adam Copeland is here and still thriving at his age in this profession. But do I want him to wrestle a nothing match and then he gets hurt as well, like Jesse said about Christian Cage? No, that's the one thing in the back of my mind. Why are we risking? Why are we playing with fire is what I want to know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the case. I was busy with Hard to Kill on Saturday.
Yeah, well, he wrestled Lee Moriarty on Saturday. Yeah,
I'm assuming that Adam Copeland has a very strict number of dates. Why would we waste one right here? I mean, they should be precious. They should be used sparingly. This, like you said, this does not seem like it needed to be.
No, it didn't need to be because Lee Moriarty's not going anywhere. He's on Ring of Honor. If he was going to be positioned as an AEW mid-level guy, and you wanted to get him in there to work with Copeland, great. But where does he go after that match? Right back to catering in Ring of Honor. I mean, it's a waste of fucking time.
Yeah. I don't get that one.
But
okay.
I digress. No Copeland on Saturday. No Copeland last week. No Copeland here tonight in regards to Christian Cage. It's almost as if they put pause on the angle. So we'll pick up after the commercial break. Before the commercial, Cage is fighting off a superplex. He sends Rhodes to the floor, followed by a dive off the top rope to the floor. So we go to commercial break. Cage is in control, and he dodged a crossbody attempt from Dustin, but Dustin avoided a top rope headbutt from Christian. Then we get both guys going back and forth, slugging it out, and Rhodes hits a Manhattan drop and a signature running bulldog for 2. So Dustin avoided an eye poke and a slingshot, slingshot Cage into the corner, where Dustin then wanted to go for his unnatural kick, where he positions his opponent on the second turnbuckle and then does the whole gold dust spiel. But Cage got free.
Shattered Dreams.
Shattered Dreams. There you go.
There you go.
Rhodes responded with a drop-down punch. Code red for 2. And then teased the dive, but Cage cut him off with a right hand. And then Cage goes up to the top rope quickly from the outside. Back inside with a frog splash. And he gets a 2 count near fall. So Christian then grabbed the TNT title because he was very upset. Couldn't put Dustin away. He argued with Aubrey, who was the referee in this match. And she took the title as Dustin had a visible cradle pin. But Nick Wayne sees Aubrey arguing with Christian. He gets into the ring. Little reversal there. Rhodes kicks out at a 2. So Rhodes kicks out. He starts baby facing up, hulking up. He wanted a bulldog. Cage dodged. He went for the second rope. And at this point, Rhodes took Cage. And he did deliver the Shattered Dreams. And Taz, I put in my notes, and Taz said it was Yam Bag City for Christian Cage.
Wow.
Taz said Dustin took Christian Cage to Yam Bag City, man. I love it.
Wow. It's like Dick Kick City, man.
Unbelievable, man. And so after a superplex spot here, Rhodes hits a crossroads for a very close 3 count. Nick Wayne tripped up Dustin. Cage took the ref again. Rhodes fought off a kill switch. Block Wayne's World into a Canadian Destroyer on the floor, which looked fucking great. Dustin doing Canadian Destroyers. How old is he, man? 56, 57 years old? He's still doing Canadian Destroyers?
Guy's ageless. Him and R-Truth.
Yeah. So Rhodes is back inside. He missed a corner charge. This allowed Christian to the spear and a kill switch. Dustin kicked out. Rhodes then flipped off Cage. Another kill switch by Christian, and that was enough for the win. Great match. I was just disappointed the fact that we didn't see Adam Copeland out here because that's the story. And, you know, AEW has to do a better job. Yeah, and this is one of my complaints about this match. You know, I said I could sit here and pick apart why this match is happening, why Dustin's getting a title match, why there's no build, why it's a random match when Christian said he wasn't going to put the title on the line. As soon as Christian won, Jesse, we went almost immediately, before you could even blink, right to the next segment, and Renee was interviewing Swerve. It's like, can you let the fucking win breathe? They just gave you 20 fucking minutes, and he defended the TNT title, which right now is positioned as the second most important title in the company based on who's feuding over it, and they just go right to Renee. It's like, it's almost as if they didn't give a shit. He just won the match.
Yep, they're trying to cram everything in. Move on. You know, honestly, what I would have done now that I see what played out and how they played out, you know, in vain of I'm not having Christian Cage go out there and wrestle, it's like unnecessarily like this. I would have booked the match. But then as it got down to the match, I got Christian sending Nick Wayne in there to do the match. Because like you just said, he's not giving away title matches for no reason. If you can beat Nick Wayne, then maybe I'll consider giving you a title match. They can do the match. They can have Nick Wayne strut his stuff, do his thing. Maybe he wins clean sometimes. Maybe he's about to lose, and then Christian comes in and interferes and gets him to win so he doesn't have to defend his title. They can run with that for quite a few weeks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do something like that keeps him relevant, that keeps him on the microphone, and that gives Nick Wayne more time in the ring.
Yeah.
So that's just me.
I don't mind a title match for Christian as long as it's a warranted and deserved title match. Dustin didn't do anything to get this championship match. Though it was a great match tonight, and I'm giving him his praise and his flowers. I'm just saying the story really wasn't there based on what we've seen up until this point, outside of a promo on AEW Collision Saturday night. So, yeah, it is what it is. I hope that we get to continue the feud between Copeland and Christian, and we get those wheels moving, because after what happened at World's End, you know, for the amount of time we have not mentioned what happened here, 2 weeks now, it's like, now I know we got 6 weeks till the pay-per-view, but you gotta give me a dash of pepper in that pasta sauce or something, you know, just season it up a little bit. You know, keep telling that story. You know, you can't take 2 weeks off for something that important. It's ridiculous. Renee, she interviewed Swerve Strickland backstage. Swerve is wearing eyeliner. He's got eye makeup on, but there's a good reason for that, because Swerve has always kind of played off of himself being a Joker-esque villain. So I quite like the look that he's going with here. And we've always praised, Jesse and I, his facial expressions, his body language, and his mannerisms. He's just fucking on point with all that shit, and that's exactly what he did here. She asked for his thoughts on Samoa Joe and Hook later on and said he's got his eyes on the world title. Good. It's the one thing that he should be focusing on, and that's the World Heavyweight Championship. Swerve said he's laser focused on the title now after being preoccupied with the Continental Classic. Good. Let us know how preoccupied you were and now what your main focus is, because that's in the rearview mirror. Good stuff. He says he didn't win the tournament, but he's the one that people are talking about. Again, thank you for pointing that out. Nobody else was talking about anybody else in that tournament. They're not even talking about Eddie Kingston. They're talking about Swerve still. So you see the impact he made in that tournament. He says he's the most dangerous man going after the most coveted prize in the industry. Renee brought up Hangman Page. So at this point, Jesse, I want to pinpoint this to everybody in the chat. Swerve was very smiley. He's smiling. He's got the eyeliner. He looks fucking happy to be there. Soon as Renee mentioned Hangman, that frown was showcased, man. His whole demeanor changed when Hangman's name was mentioned, man. I love the dynamic between these two.
Yeah, these guys are they're starting to form this they're gonna fight forever type feel.
This Batman and Joker-like feel.
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like that's just gonna be. Clearly, we're headed for a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. I'm here for it. Who wins? I don't know. Like I said not that long ago, for some reason I sincerely feel like Joe is a transitional champion here. And I think the goal is to get that title onto Swerve during MJF's absence. I think this is the time for Swerve to get his time as champion.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, again, who knows? Maybe Hangman wins. Maybe this is Hangman's reward for putting Swerve over. And then once Hangman wins, then they can easily do Swerve versus Hangman for that title for Swerve to get it. You know, who knows? I don't know. But I tell you what, I like where this is going. They're slowly building up a new long-term story being told right here between Swerve and Hangman and Joe.
Yeah, I think your assessment is correct in regards to Swerve. I think right now is the opportune time to put the championship on him. And I mean that in no disrespect to Samoa Joe at all, because we love Samoa Joe. But he does feel like right now he fits into that transitional champion role. Yeah. And, you know, we all know, we don't really know when MJF is coming back and when MJF is going to be back on TV. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be a fucking whole year. We don't know. But when Adam Cole gets back, you all know he's going after the world championship, and you got to start thinking ahead. Yeah. Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, that makes sense just based off the fact that they did business together with the Devil Reveal at World's End. That makes sense. So I could see Joe retaining the title and then moving on to Adam Cole, but I don't think that's the direction that they should go in. Nor do I see that being the direction that they go in. Could I see Adam Cole and Adam Page again? Sure, but I don't think Adam Page is going to get anywhere close to the World Championship in this whole situation, because it's about positioning Swerve as the guy. Now you do Swerve and Adam Cole potentially, but I don't think Adam Cole's going to be ready at that point because they're setting up Wardlow. So like Jesse said, I think Swerve winning the championship, going through Wardlow, and then we get to Adam Cole, I think that's the play. So we go from Swerve, he beats Wardlow because Adam Cole's prepping him for the world title. Adam Cole doesn't really want him to win the world championship. Wardlow is going to have a short shelf life in that group anyway. Then we go to Swerve Cole, and then when Cole wins the championship from Swerve, I think we go back to the MJF story when he's fully healed, and then we get that played out. I think that's the roadmap that we're building here.
Yeah, I do believe so. It feels like that they are definitely trying to get Swerve his title run in while Max is out, and so they can, like you said, they can end up transitioning, back over to Max and Cole at that point and everything else. It sucks to say, like you said. I love Joe, especially Joe as champion. Joe as champion is always the right call, whatever your promotion is. It just feels like for this particular reign right now, it just seems like it's going to be a transitional run because they have so many guys who are deserving of that title, none more than Swerve Strickland right now.
Yes, there's two things in the chat I want to pinpoint. Number one, Will Ospreay. Yes, he's coming in next month. I do not know where he fits in. I'm not fitting him in right now because he's not on TV.
No, guys,
You're not going to take Will Ospreay and immediately plug him into the World Championship situation because he's got to build himself up.
Yeah, guys, Ospreay's coming in. That's great. Ospreay will not be sniffing world title in 2024.
No.
He has time. We'll get there. And he has plenty of things to do that does not need a title involved for the time being. So Ospreay will be just fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of political nonsense that could happen there. Imagine bringing in Jay White, because Jay White had just as big, if not bigger, influence overseas for New Japan. Compare that to Will Ospreay. If Jay White came in immediately and got a world championship match, that's not the right way to go about Jay White. Will Ospreay's not going to come in and get the championship match that everybody thinks he deserves because he's Will Ospreay. Jay White didn't get it. Why would Will Ospreay get it? Jay White has to build his credibility up. He's got to build his equity up to the national TV audience here in America. So does Will Ospreay. No matter how great he is, no matter how big of a name he is in the world of pro wrestling, the AEW Dynamite faithful are going to know who Will Ospreay is, but how about everybody else? And how's that going to look to Jay White if Will Ospreay comes in? Yeah, we're going to put you in the world title program. No, you can't do that. Why would you do that?
No, yeah, I think Kenny Omega will be world champion again before we start looking at a Will Ospreay run. So we got time.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, Will Ospreay doesn't need to wrestle for the world championship at Wembley. Give me Ospreay and Bryan at Wembley. You're going to fucking complain?
Yeah.
Or Ospreay and anybody, really. Ospreay and Jay White. Ospreay and Hangman. Ospreay and Eddie Kingston. Something. Who gives a shit? He doesn't need to wrestle for the world title.
No.
You want to use Ospreay, put him in a fucking continental title match. Put him in an international title match. Get those titles where they need to be. Well, Ospreay's the guy to do that.
Yeah, I could see Ospreay coming in and for the majority of the year, just going around shaking hands and kissing babies and everything else, and then going into All In and have a match earlier on in the card, and then at the end of the main event, when it's all said and done, have an Ospreay come out and attack the champion, and then build into that feud going forward.
Yeah,
that would be kind of awesome. But I don't think we don't need to set up Ospreay for right now. He's here, we got him. Don't worry, we'll get there. We got plenty of stories to tell to lead up to that.
And the other thing in the chat, somebody said, why do we need a triple threat match between Paige, Swerve, and Joe? Because you got to protect Joe. Hangman's there to add credibility and legitimacy to the match because of the dynamic that he has with Swerve, and I'm sure it'll be a great match with him involved and Joe as well. And if Swerve is going to win the World Championship, he's certainly not going to pin Joe. You want to protect Joe. So Hangman, I think, would be the fall man in that case.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a weird question. What do you mean, why do we need it? I mean,
well, what else is Hangman going to do if he's not involved here?
Why do we need anything? I mean, why do we need any match? I mean, why do we need it? I mean, it's the right direction to go. I don't understand why do we need it? It's not like it's being forced. It's not like the story is not making sense. The story is making complete sense.
Yeah. Ospreay will main event in Wembley for the title. No, he won't.
No,
he doesn't need to main event Wembley for the title. A match with Bryan or someone of that caliber is going to be a main event regardless. Stop, guys. Stop.
No,
please.
He won't. If Ospreay main events at All In, I'm telling you guys right now, right after that, JD will come in here with no hat on, and Drew will be here with no fucking shirt on if that happens.
Listen, man, I'm not coming on here without my hat on again, man. Seriously, not doing it. I feel naked. At least Drew was half naked, legitimately, man. I just felt naked.
You guys are a couple of fucking idiots, dude. There's no way I'm making a one-sided bet like that.
Listen, man, it was all for the sake of CM Punk. Whatever. Anyway, Swerve said, Hangman can beat anyone except for him. He's out there complimenting Hangman in his previous title run and his big wins. He says he defeated him twice already, so he's got nothing more to gain or prove by wrestling him again. Well, he's got to go through him at least to get to the world title, because Hangman ain't going to let that man anywhere close as long as he's breathing.
Yeah, man. I could see Hangman taking the pin in that match. It would only be like a icing on that cake. You already beat him twice, and then he pinned him for the world title and everything else.
Yep.
Also I could see Joe taking that pin.
Yep.
Because then Hangman can say, you might be world champion, but you didn't beat me. You beat Joe.
Renee, she interviewed Somebody that fans aren't really fond of nowadays. No, it's not me.
It's rare form tonight.
It's not me. It's not me. It's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho backstage about the tag team match that happened on Battle of the Belts on Saturday, which I thought was a great match. Probably the best Battle of the Belts title match that we've seen in all iterations of Battle of the Belts. Thought it was great. Jericho said the Don Callis family cost them to lose on Saturday night. He says he beat Takeshita a month ago in Japan, but that doesn't mean as much anymore after what he did to him on Saturday. So I thought we were going to get a setup for a Jericho-Takeshita match, which I'm assuming they'll probably build towards the pay-per-view, which I have no problem with at all. So that is fucking great. I think that's a great spot for both guys to be in. Matt Sidell, of all guys, just randomly walks into frame, and he told Jericho he's overreacting and to get over the loss, and he needs to get back on track and get in the ring with someone who he has lost to before, like me. Jericho says maybe they need to do that on Rampage right here in North Charleston. Be careful what you wish for. I'll see you on Friday.
What is it with these? We will set up a match during a promo segment in a matter of 15 seconds. What is this thought process? They do this every goddamn week, it feels like.
First of all, why is Matt Sidell just hanging out in the corner listening to a Chris Jericho promo?
Waiting for Chris Jericho.
What is that?
Was he randomly walking down the hall, saw the promo, and then decided to go and offer him? They do it with Orange. Why this makes no sense. I'm gonna sit here and talk to Renee. You're gonna come interrupt, and we're just gonna start a beef just like that. That's how it starts. No, that you can't keep doing. When you do the same thing over and over, it gets stale, it gets boring, and that makes us look into it a little bit more than we really should. All right, it just keeps the same thing keeps happening. It makes no sense. Just because Matt Sidell decided to come interrupt Jericho doesn't mean it makes sense. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I see these social justice warriors on social media, man. They want nothing to do with Chris Jericho anymore.
Okay? I'm not even entertaining that shit.
It's ridiculous. I know it's just ridiculous. But I will say this: I find it funny how AEW needs to conceal Chris Jericho now behind a tape Rampage, and they won't put him live in the ring with a microphone right now. They won't put him live in the ring to wrestle a live match on Dynamite. You know, it's fucking stupid. It really is, and I feel bad for all parties involved, really. But AEW is going to conceal Jericho matches up until Revolution behind Rampage, where they can, obviously manipulate the volume and the crowd and the chants and all this other shit and mask everything that's going on. It's kind of lame. It really is, and I feel bad for Jericho. I feel bad for the parties that were involved in this situation. I feel bad for Sammy Guevara. It sucks. But a Jericho Takeshita match sounds like a banger match for the pay-per-view, so I'm here for that.
Is Sammy hurt? I'm hearing that Sammy got hurt.
Is he hurt? He fell off scaffolding. He did a Shane McMahon on Battle of the Belts.
I don't know if they were selling that or if he got hurt, because I saw the spot. It looked pretty stiff.
I don't know, man. Sammy says now that he had a kid with Tay, that he was going to kind of calm it down and slow it down a little bit. Clearly, he
really
he went back on his New Year's resolutions already.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's where we're going with that. Jericho Takeshita seemingly looks like the plan for Revolution. We got Penta and Commander against Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. Oh man, Tony Khan went shopping at Rent-A-Lucha, man. He's got to put him on the show somewhere, man. He's got to fit him in,
I'm convinced that was just Ray Phoenix under the mask, dude.
No, Ray Phoenix walked out there.
No. That was Commander in that mask.
Oh, you think they switched roles?
They just switched. They just switched.
Listen, I don't know what you guys want me to say about this match. Was it a bad match? No, it wasn't. It was a random throwaway match that Tony Khan felt like he wanted to get his Lucha Libre fix in, so he put it on the show. I don't have any emotional investment in this, and neither does Jesse. Big fans of Penta and Ray Phoenix. If they get the tag team division started up right and Phoenix gets back from injury, I'd like to see the Lucha Brothers back in the tag team division because they clearly didn't do anything singles-wise. So let's get that ball rolling. But this match, honestly, Jesse, meant nothing to me.
Well, I mean, it was them trying to. I mean, we saw them trying to reestablish the tag division with Private Party and Top Flight.
Yes.
When actually, this was the first match. It kind of just floated by us, but this was the first tag team match, and them trying to get the tag team division back on track.
Yeah, you could say that. But Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta are not a tag team. They're in a faction. They're not a tag team.
Best friends,
and then Lucha Brothers are Phoenix and Penta, not Penta and Commander.
Well, like we were just saying, I just said the other day, like where are the Lucha Brothers? Well, Phoenix is hurt, and I was already thinking, is that a reason to keep them off TV? Adam Cole's hurt. I mean, just find something to do.
Is he hurt? I don't know.
Oh, would you fucking quit it? The guy's hurt.
I know he's hurt.
But yeah, just find something for them to do. And they did. They put, Commander out there with Penta, and they had a tag team match, and they brought out Ray Phoenix to show support. I had nothing against the match, man. I mean, I was kind of missing Lucha Brothers on TV. I thought this was a nice little match to just get them back on TV. They can do some promo segments, some pre-tapes for them, and just keep them in mind for Ray Phoenix's injury return and stuff like that. But when you get guys that talented and things like that, I hate just leaving them laid to the wayside. Like Pac. Why is this guy just hanging around in Gorilla and not being used? If he's out there, if he's flown to the city, how about some pre-tapes? How about an interview? How about some, an update of when we can see him in action? Let's keep these guys fresh on the minds of the fans.
What's it? Pac?
Oh my God. I said all of that shit.
Tupac? What?
And you waited for me to finish just so you can say that? That's what you waited for.
It's Pac, man. It's Pac. Like a 6-pack.
Spell it.
P-A-C.
Now, spell Pac.
P-A-C. It's Pac, man. It's the way you say it.
Is that how you spell it in New York, man?
Yeah, Pac. Yeah.
Pac.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna send you packing if you don't shut your mouth.
Is it Tupac? Is that who you call Tupac?
It's Tupac, yeah.
No, it's Tupac, isn't it?
Well, it's not Pac. It's Pac.
Okay, spell it.
P-A-C. That's how you spell it.
P-A-C. Now spell Tupac.
P-A-C.
There you go. Okay. Well, my God. Anyway, why was the guy there in the back? And
I don't know. He's hurt.
In any way. Adam Cole is hurt.
He's coming back, though. He's going to get medically cleared soon.
That's what I last
read. I don't know. Fucking Soy Boy Sap tweeted something out. I don't know.
Did you see? I must have missed the vignette. Did you see a vignette to know he's coming back? How do you know he's coming back?
I don't know. I read Fightful said something.
Who?
Put
the guy on TV, man. He's a star.
I don't know, man. I wish I had the in, You got to get your news from fucking $5 a month over there. What the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Anyway, Rental Luchas versus the Best Friends over here. Again, I didn't really care about this match. It was good. It was fine. It was entertaining, but it was what happened after the match. That was the big story here. So we'll pick it up after a commercial break. Cassidy was in control. Commander was in a tree of woe. He escaped. He sent Beretta to the floor and launched Cassidy into the corner. Penta made the hot tag, ran wild, sling blades all over the place. He made a Made in Japan, stalling Made in Japan on Orange Cassidy's. Commander wiped out Beretta with a dive on the outside. Beretta saved Cassidy from an assistant Fear Factor. Cassidy laid out Penta with a tilt-a-whirl DDT. Beretta then laid into Commander with some forearms. Commander answered with multiple near falls. Penta then blindsided Trent with a pump kick. And then a follow-up step-up Canadian Destroyers. Commander hit a rope walk splash for 2, which Cassidy then broke up. Commander wanted a Phoenix Splash, but Beretta avoided and hit a running Busaiku knee. Turned Commander inside out. And then Penta tried a springboard, but Cassidy shoved his partner aside and hit a beach break. Orange Punch sent Commander into Beretta, where he hit the crunchy for the 1, 2, 3. So that was it. Best friends get the victory here. I like tag team wrestling. I wish this was obviously more of a tag team division match, but it's a taste of what hopefully will come, and they resuscitate those tag team titles. Post-match, we get Roderick Strong and the Kingdom out there. The Undisputed Kingdom's music hit, which I love their theme music. I think it's fucking great.
I need that shirt.
Yeah, that's a great looking shirt too. Strong got a microphone. He told Orange Cassidy to take his glasses off and questioned if being the international champion has become too much since he's now taking tag team matches with his best friends instead of defending his international championship. That was a very good question there by Roddy. Cassidy obviously didn't take his glasses off. And Strong says he's been a fighting champion who has been willing to defend his title against anyone at any time. But what about me? Where's me? He asks if it's becoming too much. He said the belt belongs to him, so he's coming for it. Cassidy tried to yank the microphone away from Roddy, but Roddy did not let go. Fans chanted, "Shut the fuck up," at Roderick Strong. Strong yelled at the fans to shut up, and then Cassidy leaned in and said, "Listen, I'll shut him up. You want to wrestle? Let's do it right here, right now." So Orange Cassidy put on his arm pad again. Strong took off his shirt and teased the match happening, and then said, "Yeah, you know what?
Why did he take off his shirt?
Not right now." Why did he take off his shirt?
Why did he take off his shirt?
I don't know why. What's the problem?
If he didn't intend on having the match, why did he go?
Because he wanted to play up to the geeks that were chanting for "shut the fuck up." That's why. He's a heel, bro.
What an asshole.
Orange!
I'm leaving my shirt on.
Cassidy.
Why did you take your shirt off?
So, Strong said, "Not right now." Fans booed him. He says he'll have to wait till March 3rd at Revolution. Says he wants Cassidy to live with the realization for 6 weeks that he's keeping the title warm for Roddy. Jesse, I don't know, man. Maybe Tony Khan banged his head on the way to the coffee machine this morning, man. We have 6 weeks of a potential build for the International Championship, man. That's the first time since the title's been created. Holy shit.
I think Roddy should have said, "I'm going to leave AEW Creative with 6 weeks to make my match interesting at the pay-per-view."
Now that's the problem. What do they do for 6 weeks to tell this story? Do they tell a story for the majority of the 6 weeks, or do we get this and then nothing else until the pay-per-view? I don't know, man.
I know.
Maybe we get Trent versus one of the guys in Undisputed Kingdom. Maybe we get the Kingdom versus the Best Friends. I don't know, man. What do we do here? A little mix and match of matches here leading up to the pay-per-view. What's the story going to be? Roddy's going to fucking monitor him from afar. You keeping that title warm, man? That's great, man. 5 weeks in now. How you doing?
I don't know, but we'll probably find out next week in the middle of an interview with Renee Paquette.
Probably. And when the match happens, I'm telling you right now, Roddy wins the title. There's absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Time to move on.
Absolutely.
Renee, once again, the hardest working woman in the industry, interviewed Adam Page. He's pacing back and forth backstage. She asked if his focus is on the AEW World title when he said that wasn't always his primary focus. Hangman said over the last 5 years, no one treated it with more reverence than he did. I don't know. I think MJF would like to have a word with you, bro. Seriously. Said in 2024, he just doesn't want to win it. He wants to hold it and keep it as long as he can. Renee brought up Swerve saying that he can't beat him. Hangman said Swerve thinks a lot about him. Just like the online geeks think a lot about what we do over here, man. Move on.
Too much.
Hangman said Swerve thinks a lot about him, but he doesn't think about him at all. He said Samoa Joe is the champion, so that's where his focus is. He said if Hook wins tonight, God help him. I like it. Simple, to the point. Now he wants the World Championship, and he's going to do anything he can to get it and stop Swerve in the process. Simple. Love it.
Yeah, it almost writes itself. But like we were saying back during the tournament, Swerve's ticket was punched. He didn't need to win that tournament.
Yeah.
And And as we can see, you know, fresh out of it, he's still hot. Everybody's waiting for Swerve's moment. It's gonna be a big moment, man.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be a big, big moment.
Yeah.
I did not expect to shed some tears tonight on Dynamite. Now I know there was a couple of pictures floating around on Twitter, and you know the hashtag RIPJ Briscoe was going around today and trending. I didn't realize that today was the day that we lost him 1 year ago to the day, and I didn't know if they had anything planned for that on tonight's show. But here we are. We got Mark Briscoe out there, and the Briscoe family made their entrance. Riccaboni, who was on commentary tonight. I love Ian Riccaboni. I think he's fucking fantastic. I swear to God, man. You know, I wish Tony Khan would make him the voice of Dynamite. I just love his voice. I wish he was a free agent, man. If I'm WWE, I'd pick him and scoop him up and make him the voice of SmackDown. He's that good. I think he's awesome. He said 1 year ago tonight, Mark's brother Jay tragically passed away in a car accident. He says they're celebrating his legacy tonight. Said his oldest niece was told she'd never walk again, but then she walked out onto the stage with her siblings. He thanked the fans, did Mark Briscoe, and hugged his nephew and nieces. And as soon as Mark Briscoe mentioned that he lost his brother, his partner, his best friend 1 year ago today, you saw the tone in his voice just kind of change. And then at that point, I just started tearing up, man, listening to this guy. His whole facial expression changed, and they showed a great video package of Jay Briscoe, and it was very, very well done. Highlights of his career through Ring of Honor, AEW. It was just a beautifully done package, man. Kudos to the AEW team and Tony Khan for sliding that into the show, man. Good shit.
Yeah, man. For me, it was when his daughters came out.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it was a nice little moment. You know, it sucks that it happened. I didn't realize it's been a year already.
It's been a year, yeah.
Yeah, my God, dude. But what can I say, man? Jamin is missed, man.
Yeah. And here's to Mark Briscoe and the strength that he showed everybody over the last year, man. God knows what that man has been through, and I really, really hope. And I know Tony Khan's going to take care of him, but I really hope that Mark Briscoe finds his way on AEW television in a prominent role. He's proved himself already with the Continental Classic. Some of the best matches out of that tournament came from Mark Briscoe. I hope that there are some creative plans for that man this year. I think he deserves a shot to hold some sort of championship gold this year on his own.
He does. I mean, I don't want to see it just handed to him just because. So I like that they're letting him go through the system and let him earn his way through, man, because the guy can do just that. And like you said, he showed that in the tournament. So yeah. I think he'll have a job in AEW for as long as he wants one.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, we're going to talk about the Young Bucks. There was a great sit down with Renee Paquette, and we're going to get into the Young Bucks and their explanation after last week coming out at the end of that tag team match with Sting, confronting Sting and Darby Allin. But first, I want to give you guys the opportunity to check out my sponsor for today's show, my great friends over at Magic Minds. Please click the link in the live stream chat if you guys want to go check them out. Use our promo code JDNY. And here's a quick word as we get into hour 2 of the AEW Dynamite post right here on Off the Script. A quick word from my sponsors tonight over at Magic Mind. Guys, I got a confession to make. I am a huge coffee connoisseur. I am. I love coffee. I love a good cup of coffee. It's my kryptonite, actually. But I've come to realize that caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It blocks the adenosine neuroreceptors in your brain and the neuroreceptors that tell you that you're tired. When the receptors unblock, 1 to 3 hours later, you experience what they call caffeine crash. Now, the matcha in Magic Mind prevents the full blocking of receptors, giving you sustainable energy without a crash. I have looked for alternatives for a very long time, man, and Magic Mind fell into my lap, and it was basically love at first sight. I love this little green bottle. I drink it in the morning. I drink it before I go live to give you guys the best podcast in the entire wrestling community. I drink it before I go to the gym to give me that little extra boost I need when I'm doing my workouts. This little green bottle has helped me fix and improve in several areas of my life. No more procrastination. I'm more focused. I get more done during the day without that midday nap or that midday crashing. No more anxiety. I cut back on the coffee, now back down to normal levels. These are the benefits that I've noticed by using Magic Mind for almost a month, and clearly you see that I love it. Half of this box, this is my second box, is already gone. Now, if you guys are going through the same thing that I'm going through, I would absolutely recommend to you that you try Magic Mind. And only this January, Magic Mind is going to help you gear up to crush your 2024 New Year's resolutions by being fully focused. Listen to this. You can get 1 month for free when subscribing for 3 months on their website. That's right. Get 1 month for free at magicmind.com/JANJD from NY. Once again, that's magicmind.com/JanJD from NY. And use my promo code JDNY. It's an extra 20% off, which gets you 75% off. This only lasts until the end of January, so hurry up before it all goes away. And I want to thank Magic Mind for once again supporting the podcast right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys for the support with my sponsors. Man, we have a great lineup of sponsors this year right here on OTS. Magic Mind is definitely one of them. Go and check them out. I take it every day. Absolutely love it. So I think you guys would enjoy that for sure. Just like I enjoyed this segment with the Young Bucks. I'm sure Jesse did as well. You know, a lot has been made, Jesse, about the Young Bucks and how they were going to be perceived coming back following the two CM Punk situations, first at All Out, and then obviously with the All In situation. A lot of that had to do with Jack Perry as well, which we'll briefly talk about him in a little bit. The Young Bucks, I don't know if they were ever going to right that ship by coming back and just being Matt and Nick Jackson. I don't think they were ever going to get over. I don't think they would have felt the same. And a lot of people were wondering, well, how are they gonna come back and kind of reassert themselves and be a focal point on AEW? This is the coldest that they've been in quite some time. And then they go away for a little bit. And now here we are tonight. They are back. And Sting and Darby Allin are looking at potentially the Young Bucks in the main event of Revolution, as Sting is on his retirement tour here. And Revolution will be his retirement. A lot of people had a problem with the Young Bucks being a part of that match. And you said yesterday, and you kind of reeled me in before I got a little crazy last week, you know, Sting probably had 100% to do with the fact that he wanted the Young Bucks in his retirement match, and that is exactly what the case is, as the reports mentioned this week, even down to the point where Tony Khan is giving Sting the opportunity to book the ending of the fucking match. However Sting wants to go out, Tony Khan's going to make it happen. So this
as it should be.
As it should be. Absolutely. No, whatever Steve Borden wants, Steve is going to get.
Who do you want in the ring? And how do you want to go home? You know, how do you want to end your career? And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't understand why people are. I mean, the Bucks shouldn't be. Well, you tell Sting.
Yeah.
He is the one that built this legendary career, but now he has to look at the internet and social media to find out what they want for his last match. He doesn't get a fucking say so in it. This is what Sting wants. This is what Sting wants. Should be how it goes down because it's what Sting wants. I love the fact that TK told him, "Hey, book the ending." I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that for the Bucks. I mean, do they want to go out putting over Sting? Well, I don't know, but they will if he wants to, and they have no problem with it. So why should we?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like the Young Bucks after what had happened. They have this air of indifference about them. But I said this with Drew last night on TNT. If there's one thing we can take away from this outside of the fact that Sting chose Matt and Nick Jackson to be his final opponents, the Young Bucks are going to go in there and absolutely bump around for Sting like they bumped around for nobody, and they're going to deliver a great fucking match, which most of the time they do anyway. So it's like, why are you complaining about it being Matt and Nick Jackson and then pretending like they don't deliver banger after banger after banger? How many of the greatest matches in AEW history have included the Young Bucks? Several. So it's like, come on, man. You know, I know a lot of people shit on them for the whole CM Punk situation, but please don't take anything away from what they actually do in the ring, which matters a lot here in this case because they're going to make Sting look like $1 million.
Yep. It'll be great, and it'll be memorable, and people will forget about this shit after a little while.
Yeah.
So,
But man, this sit down was great. Renee interviewed the Young Bucks, and right away Nick interrupted her and asked her to refer to them and show more respect and refer to them by their God-given names. He said they are Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. Okay. They're wearing some fancy suits. Nick's got that Vince McMahon-like mustache. And he said they're executive vice presidents, and it's time to take their jobs a little bit more seriously.
I love that part.
A little dig right there at
That's what everybody complained about. They should act more like EVPs. Okay, now they're going to act like EVPs.
Yeah, there you go. Matt nodded. Renee brought up the public meltdowns and tantrums. She brought up the rumors. Matt said, listen, they're all fake. They're all fake. You're not going to really believe what you've seen and what you read online, right? I mean, come on now. She asks what she'd do to preserve and protect her life's work and her baby. He said he knows what he'd do, so think of that when she comes at them with the rumors. He said he'll do it all over again if it meant AEW would be a thriving company, and then asked Renee if her checks cleared the last few weeks.
Cleared, motherfucker, didn't it?
Your check cleared, right? Shut your mouth.
Speaking of Renee, did you just get a good look at Renee in this segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He said they'd do it all over again if it meant AEW would be a thriving company. I mean, there's a lot of inside digs here at what had happened. You know, low key, but we know what they were talking about. Renee asked about their return last week. Matt said when they started AEW, they used the phrase, change the world. He says they did it. They changed the world. We were disruptors. We were rebels. We spat in the face of tradition. He says they lost their way, though, and the toxicity crept into the locker room, and the company was different.
Oh,
I wonder who he's talking about over there, man.
Oh, man.
You know, CM Punk can't say nothing, man. He's NDA'd, you know, so I thought the Young Bucks were NDA'd too, but they didn't mention Punk by name, so I guess it's all right, right?
They are NDA'd. They didn't say anything.
I know. Just saying. A little bit too close to the fucking sun there, man, you know? What are they talking about?
Next segment was pre-taped. I'm pretty sure they ran this by legal first.
He says it was because they began to lean on yesterday's self-serving, superficial, cancerous superstars.
Oh, man.
Wow, man. I wonder who he's talking about there, man. Can someone get a memo out and find out who he's talking about there?
Man.
Wow, man. Is he talking about the guy with the Pepsi tattoo on his arm, man? Seriously.
No.
The Chicagoan, what's his name, man? Phil with the ugly dog, right?
It's vague comments. This could have been anybody.
Oh, the handsome Larry, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. Larry's a handsome fellow, bro. Yeah, so you all know that he's talking about CM Punk there.
No.
He said Sting is great and a role model. He says he hopes people talk about them like they talk about Sting. He says it's what Sting represents. He said he's not in line with their mission to change the world. He says they're going to say goodbye to Sting and everyone like him in AEW. He says they wouldn't ask anyone else to do what they aren't willing to do themselves. Renee asked if that means they're calling out Sting. Nick said, as EVPs, we'll pull some strings. Showed Matt his phone, and they left without saying anything else.
You know, that's a Vince McMahon line.
They'll pull some strings?
No, that they wouldn't ask anyone to do that they wouldn't do themselves.
That is very true.
That's a direct line straight from Vince's mouth.
Listen, you guys can sit there and you can shit on the Young Bucks all you want. I don't know what else you wanted these two guys to do to come back to AEW and do what? Be the Young Bucks? Be the fucking super kick party Young Bucks? You know, a lot of people blame them for CM Punk walking out. A lot of people blame Jack Perry for what happened. Everybody's at fault. Tony Khan, Matt, Nick, Kenny Omega. Everybody's involved there. Is guilty in some way, shape, or form. But it doesn't mean we need to still harp on that. We're moving on.
We need to get over. I was gonna say we all need to just get over that and move on.
We're moving on. Punk is in WWE. No matter you like it or not, it's good for business there. It's good for pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is healthy. Us podcasters are eating good. And now Matt and Nick Jackson, instead of coming back, Jesse, they're playing into the prickish EVPs with the fucking mustache, and they got the fancy suits, and they're throwing their power around, which is great. But they gave you not only the shift in character, which is playing into everything because it's going to legitimately get them the fucking real heat. I love that.
Yeah.
What they're doing here is they made a story here out of basically, you know what? We're the EVPs. This is our company. This is what we started, our life's mission, our life's work. We wanted to change the world. People like Sting don't fit into that narrative, and we have to eliminate and get rid of them. That's all you need right there.
Yeah.
Right there. That's the story.
It was all a shoot right up into that last line right there.
Yeah.
That was it. But you know how they're gonna, how Jack Perry's gonna come back. The Bucks are gonna bring him back. The Bucks, he's gonna be in the fold with the Bucks. It'd be the Bucks and put them together. Put them all together. Put them together.
Absolutely. This is perfect. You've been saying, I've been saying, how many weeks now, how many months have we been saying when Kenny Omega comes back, I hope he's on the mend. Bro, he needs to be away from them. Kenny Omega needs to be the cleaner, the belt collector. Kenny Omega, he needs to be in the main event doing his own thing away from the Bucks. No longer can they be tied to the hip. You want this new vision for AEW? Matt, Nick, and Jack Perry. That's it. Simple.
That's what I would do.
Have them. You want to change the world? This is a new AEW now. This is their new their new vision, their new versions of themselves. That's the trio right there, man. I could get behind that. And we talked about this on Tuesday, man, with Jack Perry. Right now, I think it's a great reset for him to go to New Japan and kind of get his own shit in, wear the scapegoat on his arm, have him be a rebel, right? That's going to cause chaos and disrupt the system. When he comes back over here after ripping up his contract and joins the Elite, man, the fucking heat that's going to come off of this, man, no matter what you think about what they did, if you disagree or agree with them, no matter what, man, this is going to be fucking great television.
It's going to be great stuff. And I was worried for a while too as to what to do with Jack Perry when you brought him back, because that white meat baby face bullshit is not going to work anymore. But this road that the Bucks have gone down, perfect. Bring Jack with him. Bring all of that heat into one fucking faction and harness it. That is a great move. That is a fantastic move. I hope they do it.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect booking. Somebody in AEW listening, go ahead. We just gave you fucking free ideas, man. Use it, create it, make it happen, man. Love it.
Yep.
We shift into hour 2 here, man. Brian Cage, Gates of Agony, the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions against Jay White, Austin, and Colton Gunn of the Bullet Club Gold. I love the Guns. I think the Guns are great. I love how they've kind of come into their own joining Bullet Club. I think they are a perfect fit, and they're getting better each and every time I see them in the ring. Love what they do. But these 6-man tag team titles, man. I know I tweeted about it on Saturday when the match was made. I'm like, are we really doing Jay White coming out of an MJF World Title program and then a Great Continental Classic? Are we really giving him a fucking Ring of Honor match now? What are we doing here?
Well, here's what I see before you get carried away. And this is what I'm hoping for. I'm trying to figure out why the ROH Trios titles are on the line on AEW Dynamite, and the AEW Trios champions are at the top of the ramp making scissor gestures.
I'm curious to see if you are going to say the same thing I said on Twitter in regards to this match. Go ahead.
I didn't see what you said on Twitter, but I'm hoping that they are getting ready to align these factions just to end up having them beef, and they're going to end up consolidating these trios tag matches, tag titles.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, all right, this doesn't make any sense to have 2 sets of tag team championships, or 6-man tag team championships in the same fucking storyline. Are we setting up for a unification match to merge the championships into just the AEW trios championships?
Yeah. If you're dude, AEW, TK, Creative, whoever might be listening, if you have trios champions in ROH, great. If they're running their storylines and defending them on AEW TV, not great. Why? Because you already have AEW trios champions. Why do you need your ROH champions on TV? Same with the ROH tag titles and everything above. We have all this ROH shit on AEW TV. You want to know what we don't have from ROH on AEW TV that I fucking wish we did? Athena.
Yeah.
Why don't we put some Athena on TV if we got to look at ROH bullshit? It's not needed. We already have AEW Trios Championships. We need to get rid of those ROH championships or absorb them and combine them into make one. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this ROH bullshit is not working out. It can just be a whole different brand for all I'm concerned. It can all hold and rotate this. So you have enough titles on the AEW TV to put some titles over there on ROH to be defended. Everything but the ROH championship.
Listen, well, right now the ROH championship is Eddie Kingston's championship, which is the Continental Championship. So they don't even have a fucking world championship that they can call their own.
Nope. Eddie Kingston can be running fucking ROH right about. Good.
The thing is, and I don't want to sound like a broken record because clearly, you know, I can sit here every single week and say the same fucking thing. Clearly nothing is changing, but Ring of Honor needs to get the fuck off of AEW television. I keep saying it. I don't want to see it. I'm tired of looking at it. They got their own roster. Nobody gives a shit about Ring of Honor. Stop consolidating the rosters and putting people over there, over here. Unless it's Athena, I don't give a shit. Like Jesse said. Now, they just introduced a women's TV title. So they have a women's TV title. They have a women's world title. Eddie Kingston's holding, theoretically, what is the Ring of Honor the Ring of Honor World Championship right now because they consolidated all those championships, and it's now the Continental title. The Kingdom, which are primary characters in the Undisputed Kingdom, which is led by Adam Cole, are holding the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I don't know why they are holding the tag team title. I know it fit into the story because MJF and Adam Cole were carrying them, and they beat MJF for the titles. Great. But it realistically should be the AEW tag team titles. That's what they should be holding. The Ring of Honor tag team championship should be on Ring of Honor on a team that is on that show. So exclusively. So we need to fix that. Merging the Trios Championships with the AEW Trios Championships is a good start to consolidating these championships because AEW Dynamite and Collision they are the home of many, many trios, legit factions. How many six-man groups are legit six-man groups, factions over on Ring of Honor? I can't name fucking one. I can't. Outside of the fucking Wyatt family 3.0 over there, the Righteous. Yes. I mean, that's it. That's all I know. So why do we need them? Like we said, hopefully this leads to a consolidation of the titles and we get Bullet Club holding the AEW Trios titles at the end of this and goodbye to the Ring of Honor six-man because they're not needed. Yeah,
I agree. 100%, man. Whatever titles Eddie Kingston holds, that should be the top title in ROH. Not to say that it can't be defended here because like, I understand that, you know, there's like multiple titles rolled into there, but we have a champion that could be Eddie Kingston. Athena, no notes except get her on AEW television. Yeah. You know, tag titles. Yeah, I agree. The tag team titles need to be held in ROH, on ROH, and not on AEW TV. And we don't need trios titles over in ROH.
No. Yeah. So we'll pick it up late in the match here. The match broke down. Cage tried to Irish whip Leona into Jay White and Austin Gunn, who both dodged, and Leona flew over the barricade. Cage was dropped with a 310 to Yuma by the Guns, leaving Khan and Jay White alone. As Nana tripped up Jay White, this allowed Khan to the fireman's carry, gutbuster for a close 2 count. Khan took the referee, and Nana is in the ring with one of the belts. He wanted a belt shot. Anthony Bowens, who was on the ramp with the rest of the Acclaimed, sprinted out to the ring and took the title from Prince Nana. White fought out of a schoolboy, laid out Khan with a Blade Runner, and that was enough to win the match and the Ring of Honor six-man tag team titles. Post-match, the Acclaimed and Daddy S stood on the stage with the trios titles, while Jay White and the Bullet Club were in the ring with their titles, realizing Bowen's help got them the victory, especially Austin Gunn. I know that they both have a common enemy in the Undisputed Kingdom, but I do think that before we get to that point, I think the Bullet Club is going to say, fuck that shit. We want those titles, unification. Let's get that out of the way. And then Bullet Club can go and do what they got to do. And then the Acclaimed can maybe go after the Undisputed Kingdom at that point. But a unification match here is key for Revolution.
It is, and I hope we get it. There's way too many titles going on right now in AEW, and this is a good step to do something about it, because what are they trying to push what are they trying to get together with these what are they trying to form, a 6-man faction, the Acclaim? What is their goal right now?
They want it to be a conglomerate of 2 factions to battle Undisputed Kingdom.
Okay.
I think that's what the whole purpose of this is. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on here, man?
It's bro. The titles are so convoluted, man. This is why I said, man, there's way too many fucking titles here. The Kingdom are holding titles that mean absolutely nothing now in the grand scheme of the storyline. They don't. Yeah. Like, you want the Undisputed Kingdom to be the faction that rules AEW? They need the tag team titles. They need to take those titles off of Ricky Starks and Big Bill. Simple. How we get there, I don't know. Get those worthless titles that they're carrying now off of them and put them on Ring of Honor.
I agree. Big Bill, I'm glad he's here. I'm really hoping they'll change his name. But, I mean, he is holding tag team gold. I'm happy for him in that regard. Ricky Starks has got one foot out of the fucking door. I'm not even sure why we're still looking at this guy. Everybody knows he's fucking gone.
Oh, yeah, he's finished.
He's fucking gone, man. So, I mean, let's start working on the tag team titles and get them on legitimate, actual tag teams.
I don't even know where they go with those tag team titles. I mean, Jericho and Sammy Guevara lost, so I don't see them winning the tag team titles. We were maybe factoring in Sting and Darby for the retirement match. Where do they go with those tag team titles? I mean, do we go back?
We're working on it.
Do we go back to FTR? Do we do House of Black? What do we do?
No, we're working on it. We just saw 2 tag team matches tonight. We're working on it. We got a Private Party. They won by, nefarious means a little bit. We're working on some tag team stories. We'll give them a minute, and we'll have some kind of tag team hopefully rise from this, from all of this shit we got going on, and that will be the team to crown. Right now, so far, looks like Private Party's in the lead, but that doesn't mean it's them. Let's see where they go with these tag team matches in the next few weeks.
Adam Cole was backstage with Wardlow. Adam Cole said he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he's capable of, meaning Wardlow. Being in the Undisputed Kingdom makes Wardlow unbeatable, as he'll go down as the most dominant AEW wrestler of all time. I think Adam Cole was playing too many video games, man. He got hopped up on a little too many mushrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom. Come out here and say that. Wardlow will mow down everyone until there's nothing left in the AEW World Titles property of the Undisputed Kingdom. Wardlow then says, boom, to end the segment. Wardlow's time in the Undisputed Kingdom is going to be very short-lived.
Yeah. They're going to do everything they did with Wardlow and MJF. They're just going to reskin it with Adam Cole this time.
Yeah. That's exactly where they're going.
So,
Toni Storm. We love Toni Storm. She's out there on commentary. She graced us with her presence on commentary. She looked over at Ian Riccaboni and she kept calling him Tony Schiavone. Schiavone. I mean, she was out there petting Ian Riccaboni's head, man. It was kind of, oh man, what a lucky guy, right?
Toni Storm was in rare form tonight, man.
She was in rare form tonight. She was on commentary. She was next to Luther and Mariah May, and Tony Schiavone was not there. He was out ill. Ian Riccaboni took his place, and Toni Storm was blown away at how young Tony Schiavone looked. And he was being fed macaroons by Toni Storm. What a night for Ian Riccaboni, man. Oh, man.
Had a great night. What can you say, man?
So we got Deonna Purrazzo and Anna Jay in a one-on-one match. Now, Deonna Purrazzo wrestled Red Velvet on Collision. Decent match there to get her feet wet in AEW. This was not bad either. Anna Jay, obviously, a nice little throwaway match, nice little enhancement for Deonna Purrazzo to continue getting her some wins. So at the end of this thing, obviously, Purrazzo got the win, and that was basically all she wrote there. Submission, and Purrazzo gets the submission victory. Post-match is where everything went down. Renee interviewed Purrazzo in the ring, and she said she doesn't know what's gotten into Toni Storm. They used to be sisters. She's known Toni for many, many, many years. It's clear that Toni has changed. But so have I, says Deonna Purrazzo. The greatest technical women's wrestler in the world, the virtuosa. Storm is on Luther's shoulders, has a microphone in her hand. Storm was insulted and sat on Luther's shoulders while cutting this promo, calling Purrazzo an artificially tan hag, she says. Storm,
Whilst making Luther the luckiest man in the arena.
Yeah. Toni Storm would go and sock her in the face with a shoe, but instead threw it to commercial and Mariah May, then threw the shoe at Purrazzo, and Storm was carried off by Luther, and Purrazzo was kind of breaking the fourth wall there. She couldn't help but smile and laugh at Toni Storm because the woman's fucking naturally hilarious in this role. I mean, she's fucking comedic as fuck here, man. I love it.
Chin was up, tits were out.
Yep. Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. So that's exactly what happened. I'm liking this, man. Are we looking at a Purrazzo versus Storm build for Revolution with maybe Jamie Hayter getting involved? I don't know.
That's where we're going. We're definitely getting Purrazzo and Storm. I don't know about crowning Purrazzo right about now, right about this soon, but we have so many moving pieces between Jamie Hayter and Mercedes coming in to make sense of why Purrazzo does not win the title at Revolution. I think between Hayter and Mercedes, we're going to get one of those women to show up.
Now, someone in the chat said Sap reported that Mercedes is definitely going to AEW. I don't see that anywhere on Fightful's site yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. If he did tweet that out or if he did put that out, I'm assuming we are to believe that she will be headed over there. But again, anything can happen. I know she was at Hard to Kill, TNA Hard to Kill. She was in attendance watching Trinity lose to Jordan Grace. Trinity's wrapping up with TNA. It's rumored that she will be in the Royal Rumble. Mercedes could very well still end up in the Royal Rumble. I mean, they got a perfect storyline for her to fit her right in with creative. So, we will see, man. I'm not going to come out here and make assumptions, but from what I heard personally, she's on her way to AEW.
It looks like that's what it appears, but who knows? Who knows?
We got a tag team match here. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn against Top Flight. This is Dante and Darius Martin. This may be a first-time match. I'm not really sure on that, but I think this is a first-time match between these two young teams. Mark Quinn has been out for a significant amount of time. He's come back and he's put on a lot of bulk, a lot of muscle. So
the fact that all four of these men were in the ring at one time, I think is a miracle by God, man.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so ravaged with injury. It is ridiculous. I texted my guy Big Hodge and I said, well, Mark Quinn, he's put on a lot of weight, huh? He's put on some muscle. And then Hodge got back to me and said, yeah, he put on 20 pounds. So good on Mark Quinn, man. Bulking up, looking the part. Got to give him a lot of credit there. He looks fantastic. Isaiah Cassidy, he's always been good. So I have high hopes for Private Party, man. The one thing we've said about Private Party in the past, if AEW is going to go and push them, is I don't want them to shed the antics and the fun-loving attitude, but, sometimes their and you can chime in here and correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes their antics, the way that they carry themselves and the way that they come off, it doesn't make them a serious threat for a tag team championship. There's a way to hone what their character is to make it a little bit more serious, yet be fun-loving at the same time. I think they're all fun-loving, and they don't really know who they are. So I want them to kind of really, fix that and kind of get on track with who they are and be serious contenders.
Yeah, they can use a little bit of a tweaking. I wouldn't say a rework or a new gimmick, anything like that. But I like comparing Private Party shtick and what they do versus what they should also be doing. I like comparing that to the New Day as far as how they can take their comedy, on the microphone and things like that. But when the bell rings, they're supposed to be super serious and one of the best to contend with. And Private Party can do just that. So they can keep their antics, but I think they need to be more serious in the ring and stop hanging out with, Matt Hardy and everything else, and they'll be just perfectly fine.
Yeah, this was a fun match. I mean, it wasn't too crazy. Darius hit a tornado DDT on both Quinn and Cassidy. Cassidy was able to fight off both Dante and Darius here before making a hot tag to Mark Quinn. Big dives by Quinn, 4 of them, flattened Darius and Dante opposite sides of the floor. Back inside, Quen hit a beautiful-looking 450 for a 2 count. Dante answered with a ripcord jumping knee, thrust kick by Dante, and a step-up flatliner by Darius. Got a near 3 count, 2.5. Cassidy tried to save Quen, but Darius got a guillotine Pele kick, which looked nasty. Quen countered a pop-up into a drop kick, turned into a pop-up knee lift from Dante. Cassidy came back in, laid out Dante with a corkscrew kick, followed by the gin and juice. Darius, who was legal, jumped in. He was immediately rolled up by Quen, who held the ropes to get the 1, 2, 3. So the team of Private Party using some of those nefarious means to win the match here. After the match, Top Flight had a gripe about how the match ended, but Quen and Cassidy opted to dance and celebrate with the crowd instead.
Yeah, they can turn these two teams right about now, not every week, maybe every other week or so. They can turn these two teams, if they can all stay healthy enough for it, into like a best-of-7 series on TV.
Yeah.
You know, because they're just that good. And at the end of it, we can go from there. They won't do that, but I mean, that's how good they are in the ring, and the match won't even be the same every time. They could do it all day long.
Yeah.
These two teams are they were brought in to help be the nucleus of the tag team division. Again, injuries. I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, what the hell are you gonna do? They're all healthy now. They have other tag teams. They have House of Black. They have Best Friends. They have all of these fucking teams going around. Hopefully, they're about to start revamping this tag division and getting it back on point. So let's see where it goes.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Definitely. They got the teams to do so. And I'm glad that we actually got a tag team match within the tag team division tonight that potentially could lead to some wins being accumulated, a tag team title opportunity being had here. Can't really complain. We'll take it step by step. But two young teams here on the show in a match together. Really good stuff. And then we get a video package right before the main event. Sting and Darby Allin and their history as a duo. This was a recap of the matches that they had as a team. Sting and Darby said they want to be the AEW Tag Team Champions, which is very interesting because right now the going rumor is it's the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby at Revolution in Sting retirement match. So AEW here with this video package, Jesse, is pretty much casting doubt that it won't be the Young Bucks, and in fact, it'll be Ricky Starks and Big Bill in the retirement match. I doubt that's going to be the case, but I did pitch, this week, when I was doing my own thing, that we could potentially get the Bucks taking the tag team titles from Big Bill and Ricky Starks and putting those titles on the line against Sting and Darby Allin in the main event to give it a little bit more juice.
I was getting ready to say that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how or when or where, but the Bucks will somehow be tag team champions going into Revolution.
And then that serves up the possibility to the Bucks beating Sting in his final match, which I think would play great into their character,
You could see it. It's all up to Steve.
Yeah.
It's all up to Steve. Like I said, in case you missed it, the old school tradition in pro wrestling when you go out is you go out looking at the lights, putting others over. And Steve Borden is a very old school guy, but every rule has a certain exceptions to that rule. And like I said before, Mark Calloway, Undertaker was one exception. That guy can go out however the fuck he wants, and no one has the right to say a goddamn thing. And same for Sting.
Main event time. Samoa Joe, AEW World Heavyweight Champion, defends that title against Hook, the FTW Champion, which is not a recognized title within the company. This is for Samoa Joe's AEW World title. This was commercial free. I really appreciated that. It kept the action nice, flowing, hot and heavy. It was good. Good stuff. This match was made 2 weeks ago, and it came under a lot of fire. WWE put Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins on. People complained about that. Tony Khan had a meltdown on social media. I don't see fan outrage towards that, but I got fan outrage on my end because of Hook and Samoa Joe. Hook is 28-1. He deserves the title match, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story there, okay? So AEW goes the extra mile. They do these vignettes with Hook. Samoa Joe is a great fucking champion. He's doing some of the best work in the last 5 years or so, 10 years or so for Samoa Joe. And this was going to be a test. How good is Joe? How could he lead Hook to a great match? What is Hook made of? He's going to be in there with a accomplished world champion in Samoa Joe. This match ended up being perfectly booked. They hit a grand slam. The crowd was hot. The environment, the aura about it was hot. It was commercial free. The vignettes that Hook cut have been fantastic. The bat signal that they got during Hook's entrance that says Hook in the night sky of the arena. I love that aspect. Some people don't like it. I like it. I thought what they created tonight was a great story. Even though Hook lost, Hook ended up being a winner in this thing because he looked like a fucking absolute badass. Samoa Joe looked like an animal. And then we get the post-match with Swerve and Hangman, with Joe looking concerned. He's got two of these guys coming after him now. Not one, but two guys after the world title. They made it just perfect, man. I loved everything that they did tonight. Can't go wrong.
They did. I'm still trying to figure out Joe's heel babyface dynamic. He wasn't even a tweener tonight. He was just straight up heel. He's straight up dick tonight, man. So he's probably going to play the straight up heel going into Revolution. I think Hangman and Swerve are just stuck in. They're just stuck in tweener land right now. I think if anything, Swerve is more of the baby face, but I mean, good luck trying to get people to boo Hangman. Both these guys are just straight up tweeners right about now, though.
Yeah, it goes to show you how good Samoa Joe is, that he can change with the wind. You know, you want to play heel or he needs to play heel, he'll play heel. He's feeling a babyface that night because of the crowd or the ambiance and the environment, he'll play a babyface.
Yeah, Joe can do whatever the fuck he wants out there, and he'll make it all make sense.
Yeah.
You know?
So the bell rang. Hook rushed at Joe. Corner strikes. Joe just ragdolled Hook onto the floor. Chops on the outside. Hook sent into the barricade. He put on the brakes. He jumped on top of the barricade, turned around, and leapt off the barricade with a flying forearm. So that looked really good. Joe immediately shut Hook down with a running back elbow and started lighting Hook up with some body shots. Corner charge, Inzaguri. Joe is in control. He's trash talking the young Hook. And some chops to follow, a punt kick, an elbow drop. Joe and his girth stopped Hook from getting a T-bone, so Hook picked up the leg, took Joe to the floor, where he Superman punched Joe off the apron. Hook wanted a T-bone, but Joe countered and violently smashed Hook on the announce table. The back of Hook's head bounced off the front of the announce table, and the table, I don't know, I don't remember, did it break, Jesse, or did it like almost collapse? It almost kind of fell apart.
It didn't flat out collapse. It just kind of just broke apart and fell to the side because the angle, Joe didn't get him up and over the top. He got him on the corner of it. So it just kind of just pushed it to the back a little. It was not pretty, man. It was straight on the corner edge.
Yeah, it was a nasty bump. You saw Hook's head bounce off the little front portion of the announce table, that little piece that connects to the actual table. That kind of fell off. Joe takes Hook after that and power bombs him, or Uranage's him, on the apron of the ring. Joe is now taunting Hook, who flipped off Joe with the middle finger. Power bomb against the edge of the ring, like I said. Bryce Remsburg called on doctors who tended to Hook. Taz wanted to check on his son, but he stayed back. Hook shoved the doctor out of the way and broke the 9 count outside, gets back in the ring, beats the 10. Hook rolled right into a Joe snap power slam, Death Valley driver, 2 count by Samoa Joe. Hook kicks out. Joe hit a muscle buster beautifully and perfectly executed. Hook kicked out at a 1, and the crowd went crazy. Now, I see a lot of people having a problem with him kicking out at a 1 at the muscle buster. I know Jesse and I usually pick apart stuff like that, but how are you feeling about the kick out at 1 at the muscle buster, man? A lot of people think Hook no-sold it. I don't think it was that. I think it was just the adrenaline of the crowd and the environment and the young kid going in there in that championship match, and that was his last of a couple of breaths before he actually succumbed to the submission.
I don't know. Look, man. Let's start by saying this. I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna make anybody happy. Somewhere, some way, for some reason, someone is gonna continue to sit around and be mad because Hook kicked out of a muscle buster, when that's not the story of the match. Okay, That is not the whole story of the match.
Agreed.
The story of the match is that Hook was full of energy and full of youth and full of gumption, and all that shit got shut down by Joe's fucking experience and this fucking his whole beastly personality. He just shut all that shit down. But he almost got blindsided by this young kid who kicked out of it one of his strongest fucking moves. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, he still put him to sleep, choked his ass out, went back and made sure he realized that he got his ass whooped. At the end of the day, everybody chill. All right. You're just looking for something. Hook didn't win. People act like Hook kicked out of the Muscle Buster, got up, pinned Joe, and won the title and is now world champion. That is not what happened. Relax.
First of all, like Jesse said, it was the story of the match that Hook was a defiant and underdog babyface coming into this thing, and he would scratch and claw and do whatever he could to win the championship. That was the story. Never give up attitude, right? You know, a lot of people tend to think, Samoa Joe's he's the world champion and he hit Hook with his finishing move, the Muscle Buster. Who's to say that Samoa Joe needs a Muscle Buster to finish you off? Muscle Buster can be constituted as a fucking setup move if Samoa Joe wants. He's got the coquina clutch. He's got that Muscle Buster. He could snap your neck in any which way if he wanted to. Why does the Muscle Buster need to be his finishing move? Like Jesse said, everybody's looking for a fucking thing to pick apart here. Just enjoy the fucking match. Hook lost. Who gives a shit how he lost? It's fucking Samoa Joe. He could beat you blindfolded. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, Hook lost, and he didn't even almost win, guys. He got his ass whipped out there.
Yeah. So, I don't really care about it. I didn't think much of it. Crowd went crazy after the 1 count. Hook ran a series of clotheslines before dishing out some body shots. Big T-bone suplex. It was his last-ditch effort. Hook wanted red rum. Joe blocked it, counted into the coquina clutch, sunk it in deep. Hook faded, arm dropped 3 times. And Hook lost, and he didn't even tap out. He faded.
Yep.
He passed out. What more do you want? It's perfect.
You gotta find something, man.
Perfect. Post-match, Joe went to leave. Hook axed Joe as he's in the ring, and Joe's walking up the aisleway. Is that all you got? Joe returned, punted Hook in the balls. Another Muscle Buster. Joe walked away again. Hook once more got to his feet. Is that all you got? Joe came back. Joe went to return, but Hangman's music hit the ring. That's when I thought Taz was going to come in and stop the fucking carnage, but Hangman came out there. With Joe leaving up the ramp, Joe turned and saw Swerve standing in the crowd with Prince Nana. One part of the crowd was chanting, "Whose house?" And then the other side was chanting Swerve's house, which was great. Swerve was just standing there smiling because he knew, he's got the backing of the crowd and Paige is in the ring. Nobody gives a shit about him there. So Strickland and Nano left. Paige helped Hook up, who wanted to walk away on his own. But that was the way the show went off the air, man. Swerve walking away, man. He looked like he looked like a Gotham villain just walking away right before the next fucking scene, man. And we see Batman in the Batcave. Alfred, what do we do? What do we do? How do we get him?
There you go. He seemed like he was paying more attention to Hangman than Joe, though. Was Swerve.
Swerve gave him the 2 fingers. What did that mean? What did that, peace out? Or is it 2 weeks before we get a fucking rematch between these 2 guys on Dynamite? What did the 2 mean?
He said he ain't getting no rematch, so I guess it was just peace out, man.
I don't know.
He said he ain't getting a rematch, and I'm hoping they don't do a rematch, especially not right now. It looks like they're going to be meeting again at that triple threat at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's the right way to go about it. Triple threat between those 3 guys. World title, Revolution. Dynamite was a very good show tonight. I thought they were laser focused tonight. They delivered a main event that people complained about and people bashed Tony Khan for and his behavior on social media. They ended up turning it into a fucking absolutely beautifully, perfectly booked main event. So I love what they I love what they did tonight, and looking forward to next week, man. Just keep the train rolling.
Yeah,
consistency, man. Stories. How many stories we got now, man, on this show? We got Swerve, Paige, and Joe. What's next for Hook? Right? Hopefully we get more Christian and Copeland, Roddy and Orange Cassidy, the Trios Championship situation, Tony Storm and Deonna Purrazzo. So they're cooking right now, man. They got to build on what they've given us. Stop Stop with the nothing. Just focus on what you got now and build a pay-per-view with a solid 5-6 matches that have story going to it where we're emotionally invested. That's all we ask for.
Much better show.
Yeah.
Much better show. We came on here and we gave them such a hard time for the shit they gave us last week. We didn't even bother getting into the show. This week I was highly entertained, man.
Yeah.
I loved it. Lots of stuff going on. Like you said, we're not looking for a perfect show. You just want something that we can pick apart and analyze and have fun, talking about. But when you give us nothing, then we're going to talk about your lack of giving us something good.
Yeah.
This week we got something good to talk about, man. Great show.
Excellent stuff, guys. Thank you very much for all of your support. We had upwards towards 2,000 in here tonight. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us on OTS. We're going to get into the super chats in just a moment. Follow us on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Follow me on there, Jesse at Chi-Town Smark on Twitter. Click his link, click his name in the description. It'll take you right to his YouTube channel. Go and subscribe over there. If you guys want weekly TNA content, so look forward to that over there.
Absolutely.
We got videos on my end. We were live on Monday. We were live on Tuesday. We're live tonight. We got news and rumors spread out through the week. So go check all the content out on this channel. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We're at 700 likes. Can we get another 50 likes for 750, which is the goal tonight right here on OTS. Who was the first in the venue, man? Michael Krause has been lined up number 1 in the venue. $2 super chat. JD and Jesse, your number 1 pick to win the Royal Rumble this year. CM Punk.
I'm gonna go with The Rock.
Oh my God.
I don't fucking know.
Top 3: Punk, Gunther, and Cody.
Cody. I see people saying this is Cody's time. This is Cody's time. Didn't Cody get a main event at WrestleMania last year?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Cody's time?
Yeah.
When is it not Cody's time again?
It's got to be Cody's time at WrestleMania 40. I'll tell you that.
It can't be Cody's time every goddamn year, man.
It's got to be at 40, man. Got to be at 40. Tired of this fucking. I don't think I'm going to show up to work for the next 4 months, man. I'll see you guys later. Come on. Michael, thank you, brother. Nismo Huncho with a new membership. Nismo, what the fuck are you drinking in the venue tonight, man? Thank you so much. Michelle with a 5. Adam Page gets attacked by the Undisputed Kingdom, and he doesn't want payback. Almost like it never happened. Same goes for Jay White. Looks like Jericho, Don Callis family part 2. That's a good point, Michelle. Adam Page got attacked by the Undisputed Kingdom, and he doesn't really give a shit at this point. I wonder where that is. Well, he's got his eyes on the world title. It's more important than the Undisputed Kingdom, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Who gives a shit? Forget that.
Tony Brown. What happened?
Old news.
Yeah, it's old news, yeah. Yeah, I got slammed on a car window, man. Who gives a shit, you know? Tony Brown with a $4.99. Hook got unhooked, young men. Also, my Red Velvet Saturday night. Yeah, she looked good. She always looks good.
There you go. There's the Tony
No
Brown.
sky blue tonight, man. Very disappointed.
No, but did Tony Brown see Renee in that buck set?
Yes. I'm sure he did. Like Swerve, Tony Brown sees everything. He's got eyes everywhere. Nick Williams with a 20 months. Thank you, brother. The big 20, almost gold. I'm tired of the tribalism from WWE and AEW fans. Wrestling is wrestling. Just watch the show. I need a drink. And he says, also, my birthday is in 2 weeks. So, yeah. Thank you, Nick. My birthday is in 2.5, 3 weeks as well. So,
there you go.
Happy early birthday, man.
Mine is the same as Frank's.
Yes, it is.
How was Frank doing?
Frank is doing good. Working his ass off. Works 50 hours a week.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Good.
And he's got new music coming out, which will be debuting on the show, hopefully in February.
Yeah.
Did
he write it exclusively for you?
No, he's just got new music out that obviously he's going to want me to push, so you guys buy it.
There you go.
Now, being a musician now is not easy, so
okay.
Everybody can stream music for free, and then musicians don't get paid.
There you go, man. It's not cool.
Issa's in the chat. My favorite demon diva.
Issa.
Issa, listen, it may be dangerous for you to be here, Issa. You know, I'm not really that well liked here in the community, so you might not want to keep your distance from me. You know, I'm very toxic at the moment. You may be questioned about your friendship with me. You know,
bro, I have stayed off of social media for the most part, and I am unaware of the drama going on around you. So if you want to get rid of the drama, stay off of Twitter, bro.
Yeah,
it works.
Man, listen, if I didn't need Twitter to promote this show, man, I would have deleted it a long time ago.
Nope. That don't work for me. Let me stop you. Open up the app, post what you got to post, and close the app. That's it. Stop reading. See, when you start reading the comments to what you post, that's where you fucked up. Post it and close it.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a thing. It's tough to do. You know, Jesse's not.
I agree, and because I was in the same boat with you a few weeks ago. But I'm telling you, it works. I did it, man. Post some shit and close it. Don't read it.
Yeah.
Don't read it because somebody will say something to piss you off. Just don't fucking read it, man. How many people right now in the AEW locker room wish they did just not fucking read Twitter and responded?
Can I say something just off color here because Jesse's obviously correct in his assessment. You know, if people, and Jesse's been to a few meet and greets with me, you know, especially when we were doing our Chicago thing, you do realize that, you know, the hundreds of people that come to our meet and greets during these big shows, Jesse, the majority of the audience is what? I mean, African American and Hispanic, correct?
Pretty much. Yeah.
75% of the audience that comes out to these shows is African American and Hispanic.
Yep.
So all the noise on social media that you're hearing about me, man, clearly people are full of shit and they don't know anything. So.
Nope. And they hate it when you don't pay them attention.
Yeah.
They really hate that shit.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I'm loving it. Just don't read it. They don't want you listening to me right now because if you don't read it, they can't get on your
I can't say that I host a show with my very good friend. I consider Jesse one of my best friends. I can't say that Jesse is an African-American guy doing this show with me. I can't say that because it's against the rules. So no, JD is still what everybody calls him on social media, but, you know, I host a show with Jesse on Wednesday. Oh, you can't say that. Can't say that.
Nope.
It's illegal. It's illegal, pal.
Dude, when you see stuff like that, you got to ask yourself one question before you answer. Just ask yourself, am I going to say anything to change this fucking person's mind right now?
No.
Or is it just gonna fucking spiral and get worse? So don't say shit.
Yeah.
Post what you gotta post to promote what you need to promote and close the app.
Yeah.
Anybody who needs to reach you knows how to reach you. And if they can't, then you probably don't want to fucking hear from them. So
yeah.
Just close it, man. It works.
Tony Brown, thank you, brother. Nick Williams, thank you, man. Jason Barker, who is doing some work on social media defending us from the geeks. $10 super chat. What's up, JD, Jesse, OTS Venue? Don't forget to never follow the popular crowd and beat to the sound of your own drum. You are your own narrative. Thank you, Jason. Penny Davis with a $2 super chat. Hook was a big deal coming and left as a bigger star. Yes. Hook was a very popular fellow coming in, and he left a bigger star absolutely tonight. No question. JD and Jesse are both good dudes, says Michael Evans. Meet and greet at the Ogden before Forbidden Door 1 here in Chicago was awesome. That was a great meet and greet, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Penny Davis, thank you for the $2 super chat. Billy, thank you once again for the 100 bomb. A Billy bomb. We always love the Billy bomb. Jason Barker with a $10 super chat. Cancel culture is a hideous monster that turns its head on a dime, and I even got called racist this week for defending the community. Don't have a racist bone in my body. Well, neither do I, Jason. But what the fuck does everybody else know, man? Fucking Jason bunch of numbers on social media doesn't know jack shit about me and who I am outside of this podcast. So
nope.
It is what it is, man.
Close the app.
Jonathan Bordeaux with an 8 months. Hook put out more of a fight than the Eagles and Cowboys. LOL. And you know what? I don't watch football, but I watched that Cowboys game and I was like, holy shit, man. Imagine being a fucking Dallas Cowboy fan.
Cowboys tend to choke in the playoffs.
Well,
Did the Eagles lose too?
Eagles lost too, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Done. Which I don't really care. I don't really care for the city of Philadelphia because of baseball reasons, but you know.
So what did Philly do to you? What the fuck is?
Yeah, Philly sucks, man. Okay. It's bad enough we gotta be in Philly in April.
That usually means Philly is good.
Yeah. Jason, thank you, brother. Jonathan, thank you, man. Drew Gilmore, 17 months. What's up, buddy? Always proud to support this channel and my IWC chief and his two amazing co-hosts. Fuck cancel culture and the haters never give in. Hashtag OTS for life. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate you, man. I miss Orlando. I miss Florida. Wolfness Way with 31 months. Been away overseas, but still here for the best post show. JD, Jesse, keep growing. 2024 will be huge for those of us who are doing the work. Hashtag OTS for life. Listen, you know, this is the best AEW post in the community. There's no one that does it better. No one. No one looks better. No one sounds as good. Nobody. Put the work in. And wait till you see the designs that I'm getting done this year, man. Oh, my goodness. Deviate already has been contacted. Love it. Twisted with a 23 months. That was a perfect way to protect Hook. Keep up the good work, JD and Jesse. Whose house? OTS house. Thank you, Twisted. Neesmell with a $4.99. Been watching since Money in the Bank 21. Love the channel and fuck the haters. Keep killing it, my friend. Thank you, Neesmell, and thank you for becoming a member, man. And the Braves, the Braves were the best team in baseball last year, brother. And the Braves got one of the best teams for years to come. The Phillies blow. How about that? The Phillies and the Braves ended up playing golf in Florida at the same time, man. What's next? Congrats to the Texas Rangers, though. A team won the World Series that I don't give a shit about, man, as long as it's not the Phillies. I slept easy. D. Bastardo with a 10. What's up, buddy? JD, I agree with you 100% about Hogan. Haters who don't like you will always pick you apart. Andrew tries to neuter you and is afraid to speak his mind. Don't ever change who you are because of who they are. Love you guys. I don't think Drew's trying to neuter me, man. I am very much myself when I'm with Drew. It's just a different vibe because of the way he handles himself as a professional and a human being. Why do I need to be on volume 12 when we're having a discussion about pro wrestling, man? When I'm at a volume 12, it means I'm pissed about something. I'm never really at a volume 12 here with Jesse. You know, last week I was at a volume 12, but this week I was at like a 7 because it was a good show. There's no reason for me to be that loud. Damian Ellington with a $4.99. Just left the show. Jericho got a great reaction. Hardly any boos for him. Statlander and Queen had a great match. Same with Darby and Jeff. Well, it sounds like a decent Rampage.
I might cover it.
There you go. Elijah with a $9.99. What's up, guys? Much love, as always. Do you think once Swerve turns face, he brings back the Ain't Nobody theme that he used in Defy? Love the show, as always. No. I mean, why would he change his theme when Nana got him and the theme over?
Hell no.
Come on, man. Elijah. What are you doing, man?
What? No. Let's get rid of Nana, too. We don't need him anymore.
Yeah, let's get rid of Nana. He's overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
Jason with a 10. Do you think TK would lean into the ripped contract when Perry returns, become an on-screen character long-term that as the basis of MJF's return? No, Tony Khan should not be an on-screen character. But I do think the fact that he did rip up the AEW contract will come into play per storyline. I think that should definitely be the case.
Yep.
Matthew Carruthers with a $4.99. Edge had an interview on Busted Open and says he wants to do these matches. It's his idea. Okay. I don't think it's a good idea.
That's great. But if as a booker and an investor and an owner, I'm not wasting any of my Edge juice with whoever the fuck it was he was rolling around in the ring with.
Yeah.
In a non-important show.
Lee Moriarty. No thanks.
There we go. Sorry, man. It's just not a match anyone has been clamoring for. It's not a match anyone's paying to see. And if something goes bad at that match, people are only going to look at you and say, why'd you book this bullshit?
Yeah. Stallions Productions with a $9.99. Would you put one more person with Perry in the Bucks like a young guy? Also, would you be okay if Bischoff had a group in AEW against Khan?
No.
JD would love to see you on the writing team in AEW. No Eric Bischoff in AEW. Justice is the same thing.
Nope.
And it depends on who that young guy is. Right now, man, I would just keep it 3. Keep it very simple. Stallions also with a $4.99. I wish AEW would change the names of the TNT and TBS titles and call them something else. Well, it depends on if they stay with the network. They might have to.
Yeah.
Or they don't stay with the same network. They might have to. AEW Mark with 25 months. Camille was backstage at Dynamite tonight, building the women's division for Mercedes. The last we heard, Camille was going to accept and sign an NXT contract. The fact that she was backstage, according to SAP, she could just be visiting friends. Why does she need to be backstage and automatically people think she's signing with AEW? I don't get it. Jeremy Lewis with a 5. Appreciate the kind words about my new car. After my freak crash coming home from OKC Dynamite, things are finally coming together. Cheers, friend. Congratulations, man. You work hard, cherish it, enjoy it. That's why we make the big bucks, man.
Nice. What did he get?
A Chevy something, he said. I forgot. Chevy Cruze?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Edward Liu with a $9.99. Thoughts about Sting Darby winning the tag team titles from Ricky and Bill. History from Team Taz days and Bucks and Sting's only AEW title reign and career at Revolution. Either one. I think the match should be for the tag team titles, however which way they want to do it. I mean, it's going to be up to Steve Borden, and we don't have a say in that. We sit down and shut our mouths and enjoy it.
Yeah, not only that, whatever comes out as far as what he chose, that's just the fucking match.
Yeah.
We'll break it down and tell you how much we enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it. But as far as how it should have been booked, that's not even a discussion to be had because it's all Sting's call.
This Gaming Dragon with a $10 super chat. This is my first super chat. Thank you. Was kind of disappointed that Hikaru Shida wasn't even nominated for an AEW Women's Wrestler of the Year in 2023. Also, Ring of Honor could fit nicely on Adult Swim. Screw the cancel culture. Hashtag OTS. Even though she would have been nominated, Dragon, I mean, that was going to Tony Storm regardless. So, I mean, what good's a nomination? What is it going to do you?
It doesn't say it was his first super chat. This is weird.
Danny with a 5. Fuck cancel culture. You're the man, JD. And long live the Hulkster. Thank you, Danny. I mean, Hulk saved a 17-year-old girl from a tragic car crash. So,
I agree. Fuck cancel culture, and you are the man, JD.
Thank you. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. No matter what anyone says, OTS is the place to be. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your generosity and kind words. And we got a couple more here, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Nate, the Spider Hunter TV with a $5 super chat. JD, sing us some funk is on a roll. And Jesse, can you sing us some hardcore country? Great review, subscribe, or there will be a spider in your bed. Love OTS.
Next meet and greet, I definitely will.
No, I'm not singing. I'm not singing Brodus Clay. Sorry. Isaiah Hoffman with a $4.99. JD, I went to bat for you on X today. People really need to stop talking about taking your clips out of context. Keep kicking ass. And Jesse, glad you are back to being healthy.
Thanks, man. I feel good. Went back to the gym today. I told JD earlier.
Yeah.
Feel good today.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's a good thing, man. That's always a great thing. Get back in the gym. But yeah, Isaiah, I mean, I've been clipped my entire career on here, man. It's people don't watch the show and then they think they could get one up on me, but they only prove themselves to be a fucking idiot because 25 seconds out of a clip that spanned 25 where I had a lot of great points, we'll just focus in on that, man. You didn't really get the gist of what I was talking about because it was only 25 fucking seconds.
That's 3-hour show.
In a 3-hour show. I mean, fuck out of here. Whatever. Anyway, man, we're about to get out of here. Again, follow Jesse on X at Chi-Town Smart. Follow me on X at JD from NY206. Forgot to mention, man, go get your hoodies. Off the Script got some hoodies. Go get them on bonfire.com. Link is down in the description. Or if you see the merchandise line underneath the video player, go buy yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt or a mug. Whatever's on there.
When does mine get here? Is it in the mail? Hey, check the mail. I should have a sweatshirt in there from JD.
It's probably in the mail. You bought a hoodie?
I'm an employee. I'm pretty sure you sent me one for free.
Oh.
No, what do you mean it's not that?
Let me ask the bar back, man. Did we send him a hoodie?
Where the
No.
is my hoodie, man?
No, he said you failed to come to work all last week, man. They docked your pay. I'm sorry.
Really? Because you just saw me at the venue last week. Amazing. Amazing.
Anyway, man, I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so very much. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you guys for the super chats. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. And I'll be back this week. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. Depends on the news. But you guys will see me live on Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown, man. We are building towards the Royal Rumble. Until then, guys, thank you so very much for all your support this week. It's been a tough one. Thank you guys for a great stream. Hopefully you learned something out of this stream. Hopefully the discussion was great. AEW killed it tonight. Great show. And Jesse and I will see you right back here next week for more AEW Dynamite right here on OTS. We'll see you guys later.